I think is it every minute? Every minute they come in after that?
What do you mean they come in?
So that Royal Rumble, you start with 2 people in the ring.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then every minute, someone else comes in.
What, one?
One. I think it's every minute.
So if you could get rid of someone every 30 seconds, there'll only ever be every 2 people in.
Yeah, but it doesn't work that way.
All right.
talkSPORT Sports Update with Trusted Trader. Find top-notch tradespeople in your area, all who pass the Trusted Trader 15-point assessment.
talkSPORT. I'm Toby Gillis. Good afternoon. The nightmare scenario for West Ham tonight, according to their former boss, Sam Allardyce. He's told talkSPORT, playing on a Monday when your relegation rivals have all picked up points before you over the weekend piles on the pressure. They go to Crystal Palace, live and exclusive on talkSPORT, and Big Sam says they must maintain their form to stay clear of Spurs or to get past Leeds or Forest.
It's a big fight down the bottom of the table for the first time for about 3 seasons, isn't it, on who's going to be that third spot going down. And I think that they've all lifted the game, they're all playing better, and it'll be a question of who holds the nerve the best.
No fears for his job for Liam Rosenior. It's 4 losses on the trot without scoring in the league for Chelsea. But how much support has he felt from the board?
100%. They've been supportive of me in our daily conversations. The sporting directors involved, they've been magnificent in their support of me and the team.
Well, talkSPORT understands Alejandro Garnacho's future at the club is in the balance, with Chelsea ready to sell the winger after just 1 season. Expect Ibrahima Konate to stay at Liverpool. He says he's close to signing a new deal, something he's always wanted. And a Sunderland fan who killed a man after hitting him with a single punch in London before their game with Crystal Palace last September has been cleared of manslaughter. 36-year-old Lewis McLeod told a jury he was acting in self-defence when he hit 43-year-old Michael Edwards and will always be absolutely devastated at what happened.
talkSPORT News.
The Prime Minister says it's staggering that he wasn't told about Peter Mandelson failing vetting checks as he faces MPs over the scandal. And a former parliamentary staffer has been arrested under anti-hacking laws. Emma has more at p:30.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. You can't trust the weather right now, but you can always trust Pirelli tyres. In stock now at your local centre. Visit quickfit.com and book today.
Showers fading this evening, though thicker cloud moving west from the east later. Cold where skies stay clear.
Hello. Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to Drive on talkSPORT. It's me. I'm here, Andy Goldstein. Little dog over in the...
Darren Bent.
No, not yet. Little dog over in the corner. Win, shut up. Stop it, Win. Calm down, Win. Darren Bent is here, of course, as well. Win, shut up. By Jingo, we got a show for you today. We'll discuss another defeat for Chelsea in the Premier League. That's 4 on the bounce for the first time since 1993. Can Liam Rosenior keep his job? We'll also look back on another bad weekend for Spurs as the gap opens up at the bottom. And that gap could get even worse for Tottenham tonight as we bring you live commentary of Palace against West Ham in the Premier League. And Benty brings us his EFL corner and, Moran's, his top 5 talking points from the Premier League weekend in his tea time takeaway. You too can get involved. 03717 223344. Shut up! Wait, stop it! That dog's out of control. How are you, Darren Bent? Oh, Spectacle Wearer of the Year. I like it. You got him on. Yeah, if you join us now, Benty wears the specs, and that's the only award he or his team will be winning this year. How are you?
Not bad, actually.
Yeah, shut up. Doesn't matter, because we've got so much to talk about, but we can only start with yesterday's action as Man City putting themselves well and truly in the driving seat for the title. Let's speak to our first guest of the day. It's shut up.
4 minutes past 4.
Jeez. It's only the rock and roll superstar and big City fan that is Noel Gallagher joins us live on Drive. Noel, good evening to you. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, how are you?
I am very well. How is a big smile on Mr. Gallagher's face? How are you, Noel? You all right?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
What a day it was yesterday.
Oh, it was a great game. It was a great occasion. It was stadium was jumping, and it was it was a brilliant game, and the goals were great and the atmosphere was brilliant. It was a privilege to be there, actually.
What were you thinking before kick-off? Were you confident? Were you thinking, it might only be a draw here?
The chat before everywhere where I was in the stadium was, "Oh, you're nervous," or blah blah blah, and everybody nervous. I'd say there was equal amounts of people who were nervous who were not. Me, I wasn't nervous, but I wasn't confident either. It was just like, look, this is a free hit. We weren't supposed to be here 4 weeks ago, and nobody was talking about it. And, it's Arsenal that have got to get it done. But I wasn't overly confident, but I actually thought it'd be a draw, right? And, it's a funny thing because, Arsenal, you listen to everything now over the last 24 hours about how they played. And, the Arsenal fans are funny. It's like when they get beat by Bournemouth, they say it's over, it's finished, that's it, it's done. When they get beat by City, they say, well, we can still win it. well, what is it?
Yeah,
it's kind of... Well, Arsenal did play well because City let everybody play well. I don't mean to rain on anybody's parade here, but Forest looked good against us. West Ham looked good against us. Tottenham looked good against us, right? Everybody looks good against us. Arsenal against Newcastle in a couple of weeks will be a vastly different game. And we'll see what they're made of then when they've got to play in front of their own fans and Newcastle are parking the bus. Everybody looks good against City. But I'm just glad that, Turkey announced himself to the league. Haaland got his goal. Gabriel should have been sent off. Arsenal was sent packing. See you later.
Can I just say...
Joe, I was going to say...
No, hold on. No, he's hurting at the moment, Ben. He said, will you go at him with kid gloves on because he's in a world of trouble today?
No, I won't. I don't care.
No, what I was going to say is about that Gabriel. I agree, it probably should have been a red card. But I do like the way the referee almost let them go at it all game.
Yeah, him and Haaland, that was old school. And whatever you say about Erling, he's up for it. I actually, there was a lot of talk on Match of the Day last night about over-celebrating and all that, but I seen some of them after the game. It's just like another game to them. The fans celebrated hard. We celebrated that win hard. But afterwards, they were all very calm, and it was just, this title race, it's not even started yet. It starts after Wednesday. If we beat Burnley, that's when it starts. And when we get, if we beat Southampton, we've all got to take a big deep breath and then just get in the mood, and it's going to be a great few weeks if we beat Burnley.
Do you know what it is? Like, I look at Manchester City and I just think with the team that you've got and the way that you're playing, I can't see where you're going to drop points. I know you're saying you haven't played well this season. I understand that. But my biggest worry being an Arsenal fan is I think Man City will drop points this season, but so will Arsenal. If it was the other way around, I would almost expect, because Man City have done it before, to go and win every single game between now and the end of the season. I wouldn't bet Arsenal could do that.
I think we've still got to play Brighton. Is that right?
I'll tell you right now.
Yeah. Have we got to play Brighton?
So you're running, you've got Burnley away, then you've got Everton away, I know you've got Southampton in the cup, then you've got Brentford at home, Bournemouth away, Palace and Villa.
Right. Everton, at their big new stadium will be a big game. But I think Arsenal have got to play twice before we play. Now, they've got to win both of those games, and they've got to win big.
Yeah.
1-0 ain't gonna do it. So if this is all with a big capital letter, if we get past Burnley, then they've got to put 6 points on the board and about 7 goals. And we'll see. This is going to be a spectacular run-in, and I can't wait for it. This is why we watch the football, isn't it?
Going back to what you were saying when you first came on about the fact that Arsenal fans are taking positives from this defeat. Yeah, if after the game they lost at home to Bournemouth, was it? That was the end of the world. And I so agree with you there. Martin Keown was on White and Jordan this morning. By the way, I don't know if you know this, he complained to management about me, Martin Keown.
Why are you snitching?
I do. I'm aware of all that, but it's pretty poor, isn't it?
It is very poor. But what I was going to say was, he was saying what you're alluding to and what I've just alluded to there, that they're going to take positives from this. Do you think that they went into this game or yesterday's game with the right game plan? Because he was praising them for going toe-to-toe with City. Well, I'm sort of under the impression that if the title is in your hands, that's the time you park the bus and you try and come away with a point and try and play counter. Go on.
I think that they listen too much to what people are saying. All that mob, we got to go there and we got to win. I don't want to park the bus. They could have parked the bus yesterday. I mean, fair play that they didn't, right? Great and all that, and it made for a great spectacle. But, You haven't won anything in 20-odd years. It's kind of like, I was expecting them to park the bus, but they wouldn't be able to do that because if for somehow they, got beat 1-0, then there'd be hell to pay for them. But I just think, it was Liverpool-esque, that performance by them. When Liverpool come to the Etihad and there's a title race, they come to win. Arsenal came to win, and fair play to that. But the ultimate thing is they got beat. There is no positives to take from it because the 6 games leading up to the City game, they've been dreadful. That's what they'll be like the week after next. Fact.
Do you know what it is? So I disagree because I think Arsenal turned up yesterday and they played better than they've played in months. Now,
because we allowed you to. City. Listen, Nottingham Forest are like European champions when they play us.
But honestly, watching Arsenal week in, week out, I was happy with the way I didn't want them to park the bus.
Well, they should have done that.
No, because if they'd have parked the bus, Arsenal can't park the bus. So City would have still probably beaten them anyway.
If you try and get a goal on the counter, that I think that's how you should have put 10 behind the ball.
No, I'd rather watch what they did yesterday. And yeah, they got beat by the better side and fair play. But it's the most chance I've seen Arsenal create in I don't know how long.
That's because City play that kind of football where you've got chances.
Exactly. Well, no, I don't want to see them park the bus. No, they're not. At the minute, Arsenal not good enough to park the bus against anyone. So they probably.
But you say that we all want to see that, right? We all want to see great games of football, right? But in 6 weeks when it's done, would you rather not see the trophy in the cabinet? No one's going to say, "Well, that was a crap game," are they?
No, they're not.
No one's going to say that.
But I still think that even if Arsenal parked the bus, City probably still would have won, and then we still would have moaned about it. So I'd rather Arsenal play like they did yesterday and try and win the game, create chances. If they get beat, you get beat.
So what are the positives?
Honestly, watching Arsenal the last few weeks, we have not created any chances. So to get 4 or 5 clear-cut chances where Havertz probably should have scored.
But he didn't score any of them.
We got one of them thanks to Donnarumma.
Right, well, all right. Nice one. We gave you one. What happened after that?
Yeah, but that's his own fault. He should have scored these chances, but even to create them. Like I like the fact they created because against Sporting, nothing. Bournemouth, nothing. I'd rather play against City and create opportunities. Yeah, he missed them.
I bet you would.
But it's better.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I'd rather Arsenal play the way they played rather than park the bus.
No, going back to their goal, and you nearly scored quite early on from their keeper making a mistake. What's going on with keepers playing out of the back? I just don't get that. Do you?
I don't know. It's coaching these days, isn't it? I think if you're the likes of Edison and goalkeepers who were competent doing that, fair enough. But Donnarumma was not known for playing with his feet, and it was. That was the worst moment of the game because Turkey had just scored a goal that if Messi had scored it, it'd be on his highlights reel, right? It was unbelievable to see that in the flesh and see the reaction in the stadium. And literally 30 seconds later, the bubble is burst. But we had to win that game, and I'm so proud that we actually went out and did it. I'm so proud of Haaland got his goal, and after what he went through and had his shirt ripped off and all this, and he was, Gabriel, we don't like him, and he's, I don't know, I'd probably better not say what I think of him, but if the roles had been reversed, I know a lot of people have said it, and Erling had stuck his head into that, he'd still be on the floor. So, the gods of football were on our side yesterday. We have to beat Burnley, and then it's on.
Talk to me about Bernardo Silva yesterday. Wow.
I know, unbelievable. I mean, I don't know what to say about him. He's just one of the great players in Premier. He's a Premier League great. When it's all said and done, he'll probably never get mentioned as one of the great midfielders. But once he goes, we've then got to find another guy to do something that cannot be done. Do you know what I mean? He runs and runs and runs and runs and runs, and he's the one player that you would want in your team all day, every day.
You keep having players that when they leave, it's like, how we're going to replace them. You had it with Kevin De Bruyne, you had it with David Silva. Aguero was probably in that category as well, but even
Fernandinho, and then Rodri comes in.
Yeah. And then you've got players tipping up like Cherky, who was just, his goal, you touched in there, was sublime. I mean, what's he like as a Man City fan? What's he like when he gets the ball? What's it like in the stadium? Does everyone get incredibly excited about it?
Yes, you do find yourself kind of, I know it's a cliche, but you find yourself moving to the edge of your seat. And, he'd had a couple of little dribbles before that, but to see that and the thing is when he runs through and he shimmies through the players, the last bit, that's when average players panic and it goes over the bar. And to have the calmness just to slot that in is just, he is going to be a superstar in this league.
Is it too late this season for him to be Player of the Season?
I think so, yeah.
Who would your money be on for that?
Player of the Season.
Bruno?
I
knew that was coming.
To be honest, I mean, he's had a great season, hasn't he? I mean, he's got the assist record and all that, and fair play to him. I don't know enough about other teams, but surely O'Reilly is a shoo-in for young player of the year.
I was going to ask you about Nick. For me, he's a starter for England.
I just cannot put into words. You know that bit on the touchline where he's kind of
got
he's got 3 players around. He's not makes 2 players, and it's like all before the game is like, are they feeling the pressure? Well, he isn't.
Yeah.
You know, Turkey isn't. You know, Kustanov isn't. Donnarumma looked like he was. You know, but O'Reilly for sure. O'Reilly could win both.
Yeah.
I think Semenyo would be in the conversation, you know. Because he was brilliant for Bournemouth and he's been brilliant for City.
Those 2 signings, Semenyo and Gurley, have been, I think, the difference between before Jan and after Jan for you.
Well, honestly, if the team that started yesterday had started the season, we'd all be on holiday now. For sure. That 11 that started yesterday will be the 11, unless Rodri is injured and he's out, will be the 11 that takes us to the end of the season. If that 11 would have started in August or whenever the season starts, it would be done by now. It would be done by now.
I agree.
And I've said it to you and whoever else many times, if Arsenal don't win it this year, forget it, because they're not winning it next year, because City will walk it next year. That team will go all the way next year, for sure.
As things currently stand, you've got that game now against Burnley this week, but right now, in your mind, who's favourites for the title?
Ask me Thursday.
No, I'm asking you now. I'll ask you again Thursday if you want, but I'm asking you now.
If I had $1,000 of your money,
I'd
stick it on City.
Yeah.
There's no way City dropping points against Burnley.
No, that's the first time you've changed your mind, no?
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, look, when, 2 months ago, Arsenal barely conceded a throw-in.
Yeah.
So you only go by what you see. No one could have predicted how City were going to chip away at this lead and still lose games on the way. And Arsenal, drop points when they're not expected. No one could have predicted this. But now it's here. It's not so much that, I mean, half of that City team have never won the league, right? So they don't know what it's like. But I'd say 90% of the backroom staff have all been there, and they know what it takes to lift the players up, when to bring them down, when to intensify the training, when to have time off. And I think Silva and Rodri are a big factor in this. And, you've seen Rodri on the touchline, even after he'd been taken off, he was like coaching the players like Pep. And after Wednesday, if we win, they'll have the bit between the teeth. And listen, if Arsenal win it from here, fair play to them, because it's going to be tough.
It is. No, always a pleasure, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Are you all right? Everything right in your world? All good?
Everything's great. I'm in the studio noodling away. It's all good.
Oh, now, hold on. People will talk about that. Noodling away about anything in particular?
Well, I'm a musician.
Yeah.
I write songs for a living.
So you're currently writing new songs? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. That is what I'm doing. That's what I do.
Is that for Oasis or High Flying Birds? No.
I'm just writing songs.
Okay. But it could be for Oasis, couldn't it? Could be.
Could be for anybody.
Yeah, okay. No, thanks, man. I'll see you soon.
See you later, man.
Cheers,
Bye.
There you go. The superstar is Noel Gallagher having his say. We'll carry on talking about it when we come back. I'll be here with Win the Dog.
I think Keane's coming on, actually.
He can come in. He's more than welcome to come in, but he runs off at 1, doesn't he, when he's finished?
I love that.
Oh,
just phone in.
I'll report him to management. 03717223344. We've just heard from Noel Gallagher. You too can have yours say live drive and talkSPORT after this.
Okay. Don't take fun from other people losing their demise.
bring Klopp in for 12 months, let Klopp be the manager, and let Gerrard shadow him for 12 months. Let him learn from him.
What are you on about?
And then let Gerrard bring in his own team, because every Liverpool fan in the country, and I know they're listening to this now, would love Gerrard and Carragher on that touchline at some point.
Bobby, what are you on about?
You don't think it's happening?
It's extreme, but...
What do you mean it's extreme? Jurgen Klopp's not coming to Liverpool for 12 months to teach Steven Gerrard how to be the Liverpool manager. What are you on about?
That's not happening, Bob.
What do you mean, why not?
I think...
What do you mean, why not?
Things that have happened in football.
Do you think this is charity?
That have happened in football. No, but I think there's worse things that have happened in football.
Jurgen Klopp is not taking over Liverpool.
No, you ain't doing it.
No, I'm not saying on a permanent basis. I'm saying if he was shadowed.
Bobby.
Don't let Bob talk. Bob,
no, but Bob, we speak to you quite a lot, right? And you normally come out with some decent stuff, but that is absolute guff.
I don't think it is.
No, it is, mate. You're miles off it. You're miles off it. Jurgen Klopp's not going to turn up at Liverpool, come back for 12 months to shadow Steven Gerrard. What do you think this is?
No, worse things have happened in football. Well, that's what they'd be doing if they brought Alonso in, if they wanted to bring Steven in as his number two. I just think the club have got to be bold. You know, they've been bold in the transfer market. Why not be bold with future decisions going forward?
Well,
you know, it would get the fans on side and all of that.
I mean, if Bob's coming up with his own version of what my hopes happens, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Fans can dream. Get Klopp back.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with having a dream on the wish list, is there?
Yeah, but, you know, you've got to be realistic, Bob. It ain't happening.
It's not.
I'm going to tell you right now, that ain't happening.
talkSPORT to me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent in partnership with our wonderful friends at Giacomo, Steiner Brands for every man. Big thanks again to Noel Gallagher for joining us. You can have your say. We've got the lines at the moment, 03717223344. Still to come, actually, we'll be asking how on earth Gabriel wasn't sent off for his headbutt on Haaland yesterday. Just quickly, Bayern Munich won their 35th Bundesliga title with a 4-2 win home to Stuttgart yesterday. Arsenal and Chelsea both reportedly interested in Spurs midfielder Lucas Bergvall if they are relegated this season. We'll talk more Tottenham later on. And a bit of Chelsea, actually. But now we take your calls on all things City. You've heard what Noel Gallagher's had to say. What do you, the football fan, have to say? Simon is first up. Hello, Simon.
How are you doing, Andy?
I'm great. You sound very happy. You all right?
Mate, first and foremost, you've turned into my favourite United fan in the world. What you've done over the last few weeks, where you've pulled Benty apart, is fantastic. Benty, I do love you. I do love you, mate, but I don't know how you've gone in and faced Goldie every week.
You got it, haven't you? We've got to take your licks.
You have to take your licks, mate, because when we go top on Wednesday, we'll have been top for 7 days, and I've had it left, right and centre, north, east, south, west, Arsenal, same as everybody. You're not going to win it. You're boxing again. Second again. Oh, yes, you'll be. Right. So, you say your piece now.
Honestly, do you know what it's hard about that? Is that I'd like
Nothing you can do.
I'd like to give you something.
Take it. Don't buy it.
I've got to give you something, but all I can say, Arsenal just got to win your games. Let the universe take care of itself. Arsenal win their games.
What DEFCON are you at the moment?
Oh my goodness, I'm struggling, Andy. Like DEFCON. What's the high one again?
I think the worst is 1.
I'm 2. No, so I'm 1.5.
Yeah.
So I'm almost push the panic button, but
if Burnley get beat on Wednesday, you DEFCON 1 because then there's to lose, right? They're top.
Burnley are not beating City. They don't even get a point. No.
Yeah, they shouldn't. They shouldn't.
Not happening. Arsenal 5:30 against Newcastle next. Have to win that game.
That's a horrible game.
Horrible game. But Newcastle again, their form, Eddie Howe.
I know, but you're desperate. Let's take one more quick call. Dan's a Man City fan. Daniel, son.
Hi, Paul. You all right?
You all right?
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, so basically, Sky Sports yesterday, the after-game chat still had Arsenal on the supercomputer to win the league 73%, and I just wondered what world are they living in?
Well, listen, we're talkSPORT, so we don't know what goes through the supercomputer at Sky. Our computer here says Man City are slight favourites.
Oh, really?
Yeah, ours here says 51% now.
Oh, mine's 81%.
Yeah, I must say that I'm about 65%. Still not sure that we can not drop points, but it's in our hands. I've got to say it's in our hands now. After yesterday.
But that's the thing, and people talk about City. People talk about City dropping points, and I get that. But Arsenal will drop points too. That's the way it looks at the minute. And listen, I hope I'm completely wrong, but the way it looks at the minute, like they may drop points, but so might Arsenal.
Your problem is it's been a horrible, horrible couple of weeks for you.
Disgusting.
You lost in the Carabao Cup final. You got dumped out of the FA Cup by Southampton. You you lost against Bournemouth at home.
Yeah.
A game.
Champions League going along nicely.
Yeah, but Bournemouth, you've got to win that. You can't be 2-0 up against Wolves and draw that. And then you lose yesterday.
Atleti next week. I'm going to that Madrid. Can't wait for that.
I mean, that could be the final nail in the coffin if you get beat in the.
I mean, look.
I mean, everyone's going on about you winning the quadruple.
I know. You got to think though. When I sat with you, I never once said we'll win the quadruple.
No, but you did say 1 or 2.
Oh yeah, I at the time.
Yeah, you most still might win the quadruple. 4 years on about second.
Oh, shut up.
Still to come, we'll be asking how on earth Gabriel wasn't sent off for his headbutt on Haaland.
Oh my God, still going about that, are we?
I feel it's going to be one of those shows that flies by today. First time for a bit of no googling. Erling Haaland now scored 6. Win, will you stop it? Naughty dog. Is now where is Windog, by the way? Has anyone seen him?
He's there, just chilling.
Wait, calm down.
No, he's there chilling.
He can't be at the Emirates, can he?
Oh no, yeah, he's there. Champions League and that, he's there.
Maybe he's got a prefix added. We don't.
He's coming to Madrid.
We don't win.
He's coming to Madrid with us.
We don't win. Erling Haaland's now scored 6 goals in 8 Premier League games against Arsenal. We want to know who the only 2 players to score more goals in the fixture in the Premier League era. All right.
Read that again.
Bizarrely, they're both Man City players. Who are the only 2 players to score more goals in the fixture in the Premier League era? All right. 6 is the number to beat with Erling Haaland, who's got 8. 2 of them have got 8. The answer to that: Arsenal chat, City chat, Spurs chat, Chelsea chat. Oh, Ipswich. Lucky penalty shouldn't have been given. Chat.
United chat then or no?
Oh yeah, we won as well. I forgot about that.
Exactly. Irrelevant.
That is irrelevant. Yeah, Champions League football. Here we go. All that more coming up in today's Drive Time show. Me, Andy Goldstein, Darren Bent, and of course, Win the Dog is here. Everyone.
What about Forest? Last 4 of a European competition, and they moved 5 points clear of the drop zone with that come-from-behind win against Burnley. But, of course, all the headlines are Morgan Gibbs-White. Now, look, he wasn't included in the 35-man squad for the last 2 England internationals. Yeah. There's been a bit of a clamour for him to be given a chance. Is it too late for him?
No, not at all. And a number of reasons. If the games continue that form, but I mean, his hat-trick was excellent, particularly goals 2 and 3. I thought the header was superb. I thought the finish for number 2, the volley at the back post, was excellent as well, and a good finish for the first one. So it's a brilliant hat-trick. How many times have we said it, Jeff? Those 2 games, that 35-man squad ended up a good squad to miss, right?
Yeah.
It really did, because the games, and there was nothing in any of the games where you'd think, oh, he's done himself a lot of good. He's done himself, you know what I mean? Because in terms of the final squad for the Americas, I looked at it, I think there's 3 or 4 players actually in the squad have done themselves more damage than good. So, in answer to your question, Gibbs White, no, I genuinely don't think it is too late. And I understand the clamour, not just from some of the Forest fans, for him to be in that squad.
Do you think he will be?
If I was going to be brutally honest, I don't think he will be, Jeff. No, I don't. But I can understand the case for him to be in it. And the only thing he can do is what he's doing right now: scoring goals, play well, and keep Forest in the top flight. And then you give Thomas Tuchel a real... That's all you can do, a real dilemma, or pose him a problem, or ask him a question.
As if it wasn't big enough for West Ham already, one of their old bosses has warned a weekend watching their relegation rivals pick up points has made the trip to Palace ever harder.
So that puts a massive extra pressure on West Ham tonight, and whether they can deal with it or not, or whether they react to it in a more positive ways, only the manager will find out in the first 10 minutes.
Monday Night Lights in the season, not something Sam Allardyce ever enjoyed, it seems. You can hear if West Ham move 4 points clear of Spurs live and exclusively on talkSPORT tonight. With Mikel Arteta saying he's more convinced than ever that Arsenal will win the league, Martin Keown told us he agrees the performance at the Etihad was encouraging, not discouraging, according to the ex-Invincible. But are the fans causing an issue that might impact the belief in the dressing room?
All the noise that's been around Arsenal, that they wouldn't be human if they've not been affected, but they can't allow that. They just shut it all out and just keep going. You look at Newcastle, you have to beat Newcastle, and that's it.
João Pedro might be back for Chelsea when they face Brighton tomorrow, live on talkSPORT. He missed the Man United loss with a thigh problem, but Esteban, who went off on Saturday night with a hamstring, misses the trip to the South Coast. Elsewhere, talkSPORT understands Chelsea are ready to sell Alejandro Garnacho this summer, just 1 season after signing him. And Ibrahima Konate says he's close to signing a new deal at Liverpool and insists it's the only thing he's ever wanted. There's more at talksport.com.
So you got your glasses on, Darren Bent.
Yeah.
What's all that about?
Can't see properly, can I?
You asked too much computer games.
I haven't really played for a long time, that.
Oh, look, they make you look a little bit clever.
Damn. Does it make me look hard?
No, glasses don't make you look hard unless you're like my ones.
What do you mean your ones?
They look, they're proper hard, they aren't they? Touch them, I'll smash your face.
Right.
Before the break, I asked the question. Why would you do that?
No, you said you could do it.
Before the break, I asked a question. Erling Haaland scored 6 goals in 8 Premier League games against Arsenal. What 2 players have got 8?
Aguero?
Yeah, 1. Is that someone on the phone?
And in that Arsenal Man City fixture, Aguero's 1.
Yeah, superstar.
Is this guy's a superstar?
Yeah, for Man City, yeah.
Oh,
you get this, D. Come on, Kevin De Bruyne.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, my goodness. He's have his way with us.
Yeah. Still can't be asking whether Gabriel should face retrospective action for his headbutt on Haaland yesterday. But now it's time to take a look at the latest EFL action in partnership with our lovely friends at McDonald's.
Benty's EFL Corner on talkSPORT with McDonald's. Got big McDonald's hunger? Order delivery on the McDonald's app today. From 11 a.m, 18 plus. Fees apply to delivery orders. Subject to availability. Price may vary.
Yeah, time now for the return of Benty's EFL Corner, where Darren Bent, who's sat to my left, takes a look at a busy weekend in the Championship. We can start with Friday night's 1-1 draw between Blackburn and Coventry, and that saw Super Frank Lampard's side confirm their promotion back to the Premier League. I say back, it's been a long time coming, but yes, back they are. He spoke to talkSPORT at the EFL Awards last night, and he was asked what the rest of the season looks like for them.
Focused, enjoy it, yes, of course. Us as players and staff have to, the fans really can do. But we have work to do. We want to finish the job well. So it was a special night on Friday, which it was actually great to be a part of. Now we have to focus. We've got Portsmouth Tuesday, Wrexham on Sunday, so we'll continue. But yeah, it was finish the job, right? That's what it is.
Finish the job indeed, Super Frank. Look, we've all known Coventry. We knew they were going up for a long while, but when you consider where they were when Frank came in, it's an incredible achievement, isn't it?
Yeah, he's done fantastically well. You have to say, I mean, they're always going to, the start they made this season, for me, they're always going to go up. I know they had their little wobble, but they've recovered really, really well. A fair play to him. He's done a wonderful job there. A lot of people asking questions after the Chelsea stint and his stint at Derby, and Everton, sorry. But what he's done at Coventry has been brilliant. Giving the City a real lift, done a fantastic job, and you have to say fair play to him because again, a lot of people when they had that little wobble were thinking, "Oh no, is it happening?" But no, he managed to steady the ship again, and fair play to them.
Some clubs go into the Premier League and struggle. Let's talk about Ipswich, right? That happened when they came up.
Why'd you use Ipswich as an example?
Well, that happened. I thought it was a great example.
Use Burnley now this season.
I can use who I want, but I'm using Ipswich because they came up, they struggled, they went straight back down. Yep. Other sides like Sunderland come up and they take the ball by the horns and they look fantastic in the Premier League. Where is this squad at when a club comes up from the Championship and goes up as winners or second place, but automatically, roughly speaking, percentage-wise, how much of that squad needs to be looked at?
Well, now they have to make investments. I mean, Sunderland they spent a lot of money, but they recruited really well, and now look at them; they're absolutely flying. He knows that, Frank. He knows they're going to have to make signings. They've got some good players. Hadji Wright, I like him. Jack Radoni, I'm a big fan of his. Mason Clark. They've got some really good players. They've got Onyeka, who's obviously had Premier League experience before. But they're going to have to invest. You have to. I think it's always a little bit naive if you go into the Premier League, which is the hardest league in the world, with just 1 or 2 more signings. And again, I go back to the Sunderland. Yes, they spent a lot of money on a lot of players, but the recruitment was absolutely top draw. So you have to say fair play.
Lampard named Championship Manager of the season last night. That's the right call, isn't it?
Yeah, of course so. 100%. I mean, they've absolutely stormed the league.
Can I ask, does he stay at Coventry for the whole season? If they get off to a great start,
yeah,
and then we have other clubs in the... Let's say Chelsea, right? Let's say Chelsea. Liam Rosenior doesn't work, and they phone him up and say, come back for a third time. What's he likely to do in a scenario like that?
Well, it's a difficult one because he'd obviously want to be loyal to Coventry, obviously. But I mean, it's Chelsea, one of the biggest clubs in the world, and a club that he's a legend at. Some people say he's their greatest ever player. And I know he's had 2 stints there, but I'm sure he'd like a third crack at that at some point. But again, I think the whole model, for Frank to be successful there, the whole model would have to change.
Yeah, I agree with you. Okay. Let's move on to Ipswich. Scored a lucky 87th minute penalty to draw 2-2 at home to Bury yesterday. It leaves them second, same points as Mill below them, but Ipswich have a game in hand. Let's start with the penalty. A bit soft.
No, it wasn't soft.
If it wouldn't have been given, you go, okay, yeah, fair.
No, if you're gonna put your arms around a striker.
Yeah, that's contact sport, D.
What rugby is it?
Well, no, but it is a contact sport.
Okay, there's contact and there's MMA.
Should what's his name been sent off yesterday? Gabriel.
Yeah, he's threw his head in there.
Oh, right, fine, okay.
I like that type of
violence.
No,
when you put glasses on, you become nasty.
No, of course I don't. But no, I think it was. I thought it was a penalty, but I mean, Ipswich had to ride the luck at times as well.
They've done that a few times recently, right? They look a little bit. Flaky, but a little bit nervous.
Well, no, there's 2 good results before that. Well, no, there's more than 2 good results before that. We're on a really good run, but it's a concern. You've had 2 games in hand. You get beat by Portsmouth and you draw with Middlesbrough.
That's the problem.
Because all of a sudden, you look at the table, and I'm sure we're going to talk about them because I put them in my NFL corner. Yeah, next. But Ipswich,
Southampton.
Yeah, now they've only got 1 game in hand. 1 game in hand now. If you don't win that, and Ipswich have got Charlton away. Now Charlton came to Portman Road and absolutely battered Ipswich at the start of the season. Ipswich have to win this game. Because if they don't win the game now, it's a concern with only 4 games left to go.
And third is as bad as 6 or as good as 6, whichever way.
As long as you're in there. Well, next season, 8th.
I know, yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is, you come all this way, you don't want to end up in the playoffs.
Oh, no. Not against the side we're going to talk about next.
No. Okay, well, let's talk about them because you're alluding to Southampton. They beat Swansea 2-1 for their 9th win in the last 10 games. It leaves them 4th, a point outside automatic promotion.
It's a worry.
Are they Ipswich's biggest threat to automatic promotion?
Although Millwall got a really big result, winning 2-0, so they're still there hanging on. So they're same points as Ipswich. They play the game more. But for Southampton, the way they're getting on about their business, oh my goodness.
What have they done? What's different?
I mean, they changed obviously the manager, but they've just got all their better players playing well. You've got the likes of Ross Stewart. He's scored a few goals now. Archer playing well as well. They've got so many good players, and you go. It's systems, it's coaching, it's relentless. It's confidence is obviously a big thing as well. It's belief, and you look at their belief right now. They believe that they'll win every game. Now, if you're a team that's in the playoffs, right? Of course you want to go up automatically for Ipswich, but if you have to be in the playoffs, the last team you want to play right now is Southampton.
Yeah,
because they've got the bit between their teeth, and they've had Premier League experience before, so they kind of know how to kind of get over the line. But I think right now, currently, they're Ipswich's biggest worry. Because of the way they're gathering about their business. You need someone to beat them and kind of stunt that.
Yeah.
Stop that
growth.
Yeah.
Let's talk about as many EFL clubs as we can. We'll talk about where should we go next? Leicester. They're on the verge of relegation to League One after 1-0 defeat to Portsmouth. It leaves them 8 points from safety, and their relegation could be confirmed when they host Hull tomorrow. How on earth have Leicester found themselves in this position?
Well, I get it. With the points deductions, I fully understand that's why they find themselves where they are, and it came at a horrible moment, but I'd say they probably haven't done anything since them points deductions to go, okay, they're going to get themselves out of it. There's been some really poor performances, getting beat Swansea, beat by Portsmouth, drawn with Sheffield Wednesday, who got relegated ages ago. There's been opportunities there for them to get points on the board, and they haven't done that. And I feel for them. Don't get me wrong, I feel for Leicester because from where they've been the last 10 years to now, they've won FA Cups, they've won Premier League titles. Do you know what I mean? They've been in Champions League. For them to be going into League One, you go,
it's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Imagine that story.
Frightening how quickly a stone like that can fall.
But then again, you get things wrong with financial fair play, and especially nowadays, because there was a period where it felt like no one was getting punished, and you're like, financial fair play, is that a thing? But all of a sudden, it feels like it's got real, and they've been punished.
Not everyone.
Yeah, true, yeah.
We shall wait and find out about that. Just a quick word on Middlesbrough's Hayden Hackney, because he was named Championship Player of the Season at the EFL Awards last night. He spoke to talkSPORT afterwards, was full of praise for his manager, Kim Hellberg.
I think it was, with the new manager coming in, I think he more or less let me do a lot more attacking stuff, give me a lot more freedom to go and express myself. Also with the defensive responsibility, but more or less freed me up to do what I can do best. Yeah.
I don't know what the percentage of player of the seasons are, but I would imagine if you bang goals in, if you're a striker, you have more chance of winning this award. He's obviously a midfielder. How impressed you been of him?
Yeah, he's been good, but I mean, listen, he's been fantastic, right? He's had a really, really good season. You cannot underplay it. I mean, he's obviously been a mainstay in their squad as to why they've been pushing all year. He's only 23 years old as well. But I'm looking at some of the players who play for Coventry, and I'm thinking, Hadji Wright's been good.
That's the one for me, yeah.
Jack Radoni's been good, I know.
Okay, yeah.
Even Carl Rushworth, the goalkeeper, by the way, at times, he has kept Coventry in game upon game with some of the saves he's made. So it's a fair play to Hayden Hackney, but there's been a couple of decisions over the years where I've gone, really? How have they won it? And probably the latest one for me was when he plays for Gustavo Hamer. Hamer won it for Sheffield United. But for me, the best player was, he played for Burnley, was the captain at the time. I can't even remember his name eludes me. And I remember thinking, Burnley have walked the league. And he's been captain, played the league. How has he not won it? Yeah. So, but no.
How was that one? Is that the writers or the fellow players?
That's the fellow players, I think, yeah.
Okay, well.
But listen,
that's the one that's most coveted, right?
Yeah, fair play to Hackney. Obviously, people think you deserved it and fair play, but Middlesbrough,
Yeah.
big few weeks coming up.
Who's going up automatically with Coventry?
Ipswich.
Yeah?
Yep.
You saying that with your heart or your head?
Both.
Okay.
Who do you think?
I think Ipswich should as well.
Oh, really?
Oh, so I thought you were talking about who finishes third.
Oh, no.
Would you say automatic? I have no idea. I imagine it will be Ipswich. But if their form,
you hope not, didn't you?
Of course you do, because But if their form continues like it has been recently, I don't think it will be. It'll be Southampton.
Yeah, or Millwall still there.
Millwall
Kicking
in
about.
the shout, yeah. Good work. That was all thanks to our lovely friends at McDonald's.
Bent's EFL Corner on talkSPORT with McDonald's. Got big McDonald's hunger? Order delivery on the McDonald's app today. From 11 a.m, 18 plus. Fees apply to delivery orders. Subject to availability. Price may vary.
We'll clear the switchboard of Man City fans because at 5 o'clock, Arsenal fans, you can have your say. Who's confident, who's not? 03717 223344. Dial in now. We'll take your call when Keown's Corner returns at 5 live on Drive on talkSPORT.
So what's going on at Newcastle United? Newcastle made it 3 defeats in a row, 8 losses in the last 11. They were beaten 2-1 at home to Bournemouth. And yet, going into this game, Eddie Howe was more or less pretty upbeat, as you'd expect.
In terms of my fire, my fire is burning very, very strongly. That's no guarantee, obviously, from my side, you know, what's going to happen in the future, because, as I've said, the forces that move in football clubs, they move quickly. But my fire is there. There's loads of wood stacked up, and I'm ready to put it on it.
That was before the game against Bournemouth, a game they lost by 2-1 at home. Eddie spoke to the written media post-match. This was a reporter engaging with Eddie regards what he feels he is, or maybe not, getting out of the players. Now, before he answers, it's the all-important pause that comes from Eddie.
You spoke yesterday about your fight being as strong as ever. Do the players have the same fire inside them still?
Yeah, I mean, I'm hesitating because I'm speaking on behalf of other people, and that's very difficult to do. I believe they do, and as I say, from what I see in the training ground, I don't see any sense of poor attitude or poor commitment to their work. I see a group of players that are always...
It's your favourite drive time show on talkSPORT. It's me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent, in partnership with Giacomo. Get fresh looks and great brands from Giacomo. Still to come, be asking if there's any chance Liam Rosenior is in charge of Chelsea next season. Just quickly, Ibrahima Konate has said that he is close to an agreement to stay at Liverpool beyond the summer. Celtic, they're into the Scottish Cup final to face Dunfermline after a 6-2 win against St Mirren yesterday. And at 5 o'clock, we'll be talking about Arsenal, whether Gabriel should have been sent off for that headbutt, disgusting, against Man City yesterday. A former Arsenal unbeatable, Martin...
I know, give them respect. Come on, invincible.
Took a throw on that season. Martin Keown, who doesn't like people taking fun from other people losing their demise, joined White and Jordan earlier. He said that the referee handled things well. Did he? There's a surprise.
It's a massive, epic battle between these two. I think we're going to see plenty more of these in years to come. If he connects full force, as a suggestion, then he would have automatically hit the ground, wouldn't he, with a broken nose? So, was there proper contact? There certainly was a movement towards the player. You could say he was lucky, but by and large, I thought the referee was handling that tussle quite well, Jim, because there was 6 of one and half a dozen of the other throughout.
Yeah, but not in that incident. There wasn't 6 and a half a dozen. It was all 12. It was all 12. If it was the other way round...
5 o'clock was in it, mate.
If it was the other way round, Martin would have been on this morning going, that's disgrace, Harlem's still on the pitch. We do it at 5 o'clock.
Paddy's Performers on talkSPORT with Paddy Power. Reviewing the top ballers, performers and goal scorers from the latest footballing action. 18 plus, begambleaware.org.
When's he coming in, Martin? When are we going to get him on the show? That'd be a great hour.
When I see him probably in Madrid.
Get him in.
He'll come in.
Will you give him a message for me?
Go on then. No,
give him a message for me. Right? And don't misquote me.
No, I'll video call
okay.
you.
Just say this to him. Right, time now for Paddy's Performers in association with Drive's official betting partner, Paddy Power. Today we're looking back at a great weekend of football action, nominating the players we think made a difference and were Paddy's Performers. Now, I caused controversy this morning when I was asked by producer Joe, because he assumed I was going to go for Bruno Fernandes, who was just brilliant yesterday. But when you are struggling for your lives and you are, I think they were goal down, weren't they, Forest as well? Mm-hmm. When you've got a player stepping up who nearly, ironically, nearly went to Spurs, when you've got a player like Morgan Gibbs-White, and they've got players, not in Forest, that will keep you up. He's one of them. When you score a hat-trick, and it was a great hat-trick, all 3 goals were brilliant. That header, I still don't know how that header went in.
Yeah, in the corner.
I thought he was fantastic. You score a hat-trick, you have to be a Paddy's performer. I thought he was brilliant. And he's, along with Elliot Anderson, and others, but they're 2 reasons why I think Forest have too much to go down.
Yeah, just wondered the distraction of the semi-final, maybe. But you're right. The players have got Gibbs-White, Elliot Anderson. I like Morello, centre-half as well. Chris Wood's back. Although Jesus scored yesterday. Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
I've gone for Ollie Watkins. Since he didn't get in that last squad, he's been on 5 minutes. He's got 7 in his last 6 in all comps. I mean, brace again, 2 great headers against Sunderland. Goal against Bologna, 2 away at Bologna as well. I think... he's all of a sudden he's making a statement to Thomas Tuchel.
You know, you'll know this obviously better than most, certainly better than me. I feel that when a goal scorer clicks, like he's clearly clicking now, every goal is effortless. It just happens.
Yeah, and you also find as well that when you're in that type of form, that balls will just drop to you. Like you don't have to even think about it. Like all of a sudden you just find yourself in the right area and the ball drops. So you go, oh, here we go. A little bit like his goals. The first one, 6-yard box, is there. And I think he reacts really well to the second one because the defender's just ahead of him, who just misses it, and he manages to still direct the header into the goal. But yeah, he's playing really well. And again, he is...
they look good, Villa, don't they?
They do look good. I mean, they nearly threw it away.
I know.
Big chance at the end. Sunderland should have scored, but a great save for Man City.
We haven't talked about that.
Yeah, great save.
One-arm save, that was fantastic.
Yeah, but now for Watkins now, if ever there was a message sending it to Thomas Tuchel, you think you can leave me out?
Yeah, if it carries on like that, he's 100% number 2.
Yeah, he's banker.
Yeah. Morgan Gibbs-White, Sunderland against Forest. What a game that will be. Both teams to score 2 or more goals is 5-1. Ollie Watkins' next game is away at the Cottage against Fulham. Over 3.5 goals is 15-8. There you go. That's Paddy's Performance for today. Catch up with the latest odds at paddypower.com. 18 plus only, begambleaware.org.
Paddy's Performers on talkSPORT with Paddy Power. Reviewing the top ballers, performers and goal scorers from the latest footballing action. 18 plus, begambleaware.org.
We've got a bit of time, so I can talk to you about something, because I couldn't do it at the top, because obviously Noel came in at...
Yeah, we've got about a minute, yeah. Right. I feel like I've done something wrong.
No, you haven't, right? But I saw this at the weekend, right? And I wanted to ask your opinion. Who's in the wrong? Yeah, right?
Okay.
So I was outside Marks and Spencer's.
This is great.
In my area, right?
Yeah.
Now, at the front of Marks and Spencer's, there's disabled bays, and parents with kids, right?
Toddlers.
Now, someone had parked in the disabled bay, so the only bay that was left was a kid with a toddler. Now, there's a mum, as she got out of the car, had 2 kids, but someone disabled parked in that spot, and they got into a blazing row.
Oh my God! So the person that was disabled didn't have a disabled bay.
So they just parked in the
toddler one.
Yes, right. And the mum was like,
I can't say anything negative against someone.
No, but who's in the wrong there? It's such a difference because there was when I say screaming outside Marks and Spencer's.
Wow, that's an unbelievably good question. Who's in the wrong? Well, I suppose if you strip it all back to the basics, if you're parking in the wrong space, you are wrong.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. But if you're disabled,
see, I'm with you.
You need a little bit of help.
That's my point.
So possibly that overrules everything. It should be what it should be is disabled in every space.
Yeah.
Including disabled. And if you've got 2 kids, right? You're able-bodied, right?
Yeah.
It's a bit of a pain for you to park over there, get your 2 kids out. You might, but still, it's nowhere near as bad as if you needed it.
Full on screamer.
Yeah, no, I'd back the disabled person in that one. I don't think you can. Can you? You can not.
It's hard, though, isn't it? That mum, 2 kids. Do you know what I mean? It's
How
tough.
young were the kids?
Young. One was in a pushchair.
I've seen people park in the toddlers one, and their kids get out. The kids are like 8.
Yeah, but what's the cut-off?
Well, if your kids need a pushchair.
Okay.
Otherwise, what's the point of the bay?
Yeah.
You don't think so?
Full on scream up though. I was like, wow.
Do you not step in?
No.
How'd it end?
I don't know. I went to Marks and Spencer to get my lamb. I was out of there.
What do you mean your lamb?
My lamb, like roast lamb, like from.
Is that what you had for lunch?
No, for dinner.
Oh, go on. What'd you have with it?
Potatoes, cauliflower cheese.
Nice, man.
That type of stuff. Yeah.
When you come out, it's like.
Nah.
Where'd you park?
Yeah, do you know what? I park,
you in the baby one.
Do you know what? When it comes to disabled parking bays, right?
Yeah.
I will never. I just think
course not.
karma will come back to get.
Of course,
even if it's late at night and I know no one's really gonna.
What about if it's shut?
Like outside David Lloyd, I play paddle sometimes at 9 till 10:30
at night,
right? And it closes at 10:30, so no one's coming in after that. I still won't park in disabled bay outside the front.
Yeah, but my Marks and Sparks, right? There's no gateway to get into the car park, right? And there's restaurants near it.
Yeah.
Would you park in a disabled bay in Marks and Sparks when it's closed to go to the restaurant?
No, because there's loads of other bays.
No, there's no bays. There's a party there.
No chance. Absolutely.
Why
not.
would you do that? Just because the karma is a bad.
Yeah, man, you can't do that.
I think you can if it's 10 o'clock.
No, I don't think it's ever
1 o'clock in the morning.
Nope. If it's 1 o'clock in the morning, park in the other bays.
No, everything's shut.
Actually, there's bays then.
Only bay available.
Okay, so why are people parking there?
Someone's 40th. And it's chock-a-block. You can't get in there.
No.
Benny, we've saved one space for you. Otherwise, you've got to park 5 miles away.
5 miles. I'm going home.
All right, I don't want you to come anyway. Get out. Talking of getting out, when we come back, we'll be having some fun at other people's demise with Keown's Corner. Arsenal fans. Is it yours still? I mean, it's not, but mentally, you thinking, done now, we've got no chance of throwing it away. Or are you taking positives from yesterday's defeat? 03717 223 all that and so much more coming up in hours 2 and 3 live on talkSPORT on today's Drive Time show.
He's having a giggle.
Of course, you've been working hard for once, and have worked out how many points City and Arsenal will
I've got it all
finish on.
sorted. Just to clarify, put everybody's mind at rest. City next game, Burnley 3 points, Everton away a point, Brentford home 3 points, Bournemouth away 1 point, Palace at home 3 points, Villa 3 points. That means they're going to get 14 points. Arsenal, Newcastle at home 3 points, Fulham at home 3 points, West Ham away 1 point, Burnley at home 3 points, Palace away 3 points. Arsenal are winning it by 2 points. Let's move on.
Arsenal winning it by 2 points.
Yes.
Just run through those again for me.
Sure. Sure. Okay.
City, go through the City. What you give City. 3v Burnley.
Yes.
Yeah.
1 at Everton.
All right, okay.
3 at... Is it Brentford?
Yeah.
1 at Bournemouth.
Yeah.
3 at Palace and 3 at Villa.
14.
Yep.
And you give Arsenal...
3 at Newcastle.
Yeah.
3 at Fulham.
Yeah.
1 at West Ham. 3 at Burnley and 3 at Palace.
Well, that's 13.
Correct. But remember, I've got a game in hand. Arsenal,
so you're saying City win it?
No. Remember, because City have played 1 game less.
Yes.
And they're 3 points behind.
Right. Okay, yeah. 60.
You got it?
Yeah. Okay. But you're giving... this is working well, isn't it?
I said to you, Ollie,
so
I said this is going to be a disaster.
From their remaining 5 games, you are giving City 13 points. And, yeah, I see. And for the remaining 6 games... You're giving Arsenal 13 points and City 14 points. Okay.
What football ground are you thinking of when someone says this?
Really tough place to go. Difficult place to go. Such a tough place to go.
It's a tough place to go at the moment.
It was a really difficult place to go, always.
But what are the toughest places to go, really? We've scoured the planet to find out. Forget a cold, wet Tuesday night in Stoke. Try playing in a blizzard 220 miles inside the Arctic Circle at the world's northernmost professional club. When Chelsea lost at Tromsø in Norway in the 97-98 Cup Winners' Cup, a massive snowstorm hit at half-time. These 2 boys and their brooms were absolutely no match for it. We're staying in Scandinavia for Scotland's toughest away day on a windswept cliff in the Faroe Islands. In Euro 2000 qualifying, Craig Brown's men were taken to fishing village Toftir. Kevin Gallagher called the pitch a cowfield and the wind like Pittodrie on a bad day. The Faroe Islands part-timers equalised in stoppage time, leading to these absolute scenes, and still one of Scotland's most embarrassing results.
Daft little ground, silly game.
But away trips don't come any tougher than a lung-busting schlep up the Andes to face Bolivia in La Paz. But now the Bolivians have taken home advantage to another level. The country's highest city, El Alto, 4,100 metres above sea level. Grass doesn't even grow up here. Bolivia have not lost here yet. The longest unbeaten run in any professional league ever belongs to Red Star Belgrade, or Crvena Zvezda if you must. They've gone 7 years without defeat at the Rajko Mitic in Serbia's Superliga. Their fans are pretty intimidating as well, but they're not as loud as this mob. Galatasaray's Ali Sami Yen Stadium's officially the loudest in world football. In a derby with Fenerbahce, Galatasaray fans set a Guinness World Record of 131 decibels. That's louder than Motorhead, and pretty tough to carry out your manager's instructions when you can't even hear them. However, our most intimidating away day is in Wales, where cameras can't enter and players can't leave. HMP Prescoed. This prison team was briefly kicked out the Gwent League over concerns about young opposition having to go in there. Now that's a tough place to go.
Early June 1939, Germany, always a tough place to go to.
Welcome back to Our Tour Drive on talkSPORT. It's me, Andy Goldstein, soon to be big award winner, alongside soon to be big award winner with his glasses, Darren Bent.
I saw something there to encourage me, not discourage me.
It's encouraging sign.
Dear, oh dear, we'll do a bit of that in a moment. We'll also ask if Gabriel should be serving a 3-game ban after smashing Haaland in the face.
Smashing, did he?
Disgusting. Before that, we'll take calls on before that. A bit of breaking news. So let's head to our chief football correspondent, Alex Crook, who joins us on Drive because Bournemouth have a new manager. I suppose whenever you want to talk about Rose, you have to get Alex Crook on, although it's pronounced slightly different. Crook, are you there?
I am. How are we? Benty? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. You?
Yeah, very good. I enjoyed that game yesterday. Did you?
Yeah. Did you get me your story, Will?
Crookie, you look like you've just delivered a baby. You know? Where are you?
I'm at home. I've literally just got in the door from Manchester, actually, after covering the game yesterday.
Okay. You all right? You well?
I'm good. Yeah, let's get to that breaking news that you talked about. Worst kept secret in football, really, since we broke it middle of last week. Marco Rosa officially is Bournemouth's new manager. It's a 3-year contract. He'll take over from the departing Andoni Iraola at the end of the season. I'm told by sources at the club they were prepared for Iraola's departure. They've moved quickly to get their new plan in place. They see this appointment as a long-term one, hence the 3-year contract. And I think it's good succession planning because obviously they lost a lot of players last summer, the likes of Milos Kerkez, Elias Abani, Antoine Semenyo went in January. He was replaced by Rayan. Trufair was the replacement for Kerkez. So this is a really well-run football club. And if this appointment can be as successful as the seamless transition between the departing players and those who've come in, I think it's exciting times for Bournemouth. One of the reasons they've landed on Marco Rosa is because he has a track record of working with young players. Erling Haaland at the start of his career, Jude Bellingham, Dominic Szoboszlai, and that's very much going to be the Bournemouth model. And they're impressed as well with what he did at Borussia Mönchengladbach, getting them into the Champions League, given their relatively limited resources.
So, Crookie, I mean, listen, it's fantastic planning from Bournemouth perspective. They're not kind of waiting. They've made their decision. But where's Iraola going? Because I think in the summer, I mean, I think he's a top draw manager. I think he's the other pick of clubs, isn't he?
I think so, and not just in the Premier League. Obviously, there's a lot of conjecture up in the North East that Eddie Howe could go at the end of the season. I think Iraola would be very high on Newcastle's list should that happen. Bayer Leverkusen has been mentioned to me by more than one source. Obviously, his old club, Athletic Bilbao, at the moment are going to be managerless. Edin Terzic seems to be the favourite, but never rule out Iraola when it comes to a return to the Basque Country. And I'm sure there are other clubs in the Premier League who are keeping tabs on the phenomenal job that he's done at Bournemouth. Brilliant win for them at Newcastle at the weekend. And there's every chance, I think, that Marco Rosa could be inheriting a club led by Iraola into Europe for the first time in their history.
Crookie, we're going to let you go. I'm sure you've got other wards to visit this afternoon, but thanks for coming on, Doc.
No problem.
See you soon. We'll, of course, be talking about that later on in today's show. I think we don't know too much about him, but you're right. Iraola is going to be a difficult manager to replace. He has been, I mean, pretty much faultless, right? For when you come in and you manage that club, he's been brilliant. He's
been brilliant. But again, as Crookie said there, it doesn't surprise me that he's going to be in a lot of people's kind of shopping list because he's been, especially this run they're on. What is it, 13 unbeaten in the Prem?
Spectacular. Right, let's move back to Arsenal and ask, should Gabriel face retrospective action for trying to headbutt this man?
Manchester City 2, Arsenal 1. The big players just love the big occasion, and they don't come any bigger for Erling Haaland.
I need a referee's opinion on that.
Don't need it?
No.
Straight red, innit?
It's a red.
The inconsistencies with VAR go on, because I tell you what, if that's Romero headbutting someone and doing that, he's off 100%.
You can't go below the line. With Gabriel, you can't, because a different player, somebody with less substance, might have gone over.
On pretty much every other occasion, you would have seen a red card for that. He's incredibly fortunate.
Yeah, Man City 2 on winners at home to Arsenal yesterday to move within 3 points of the leaders with a game in hand. Erling Haaland scored the winner before getting involved in a battle with Gabriel, which led to the Arsenal defender leaning in his head into Haaland's face. Both men were booked for the incident, which means there can't be any retrospective action taken. But is that fair? Former Premier League referee Chris Foy joined the breakfast show this morning. He said Gabriel was a very lucky boy.
It's interesting because John Brooks, the VAR, felt that it wasn't excessively aggressive or violent, but, you know, the law's quite specific here that if a player uses or attempts to use excessive force and he wasn't challenging for the ball, he doesn't make contact, that doesn't matter. In my opinion, Gabriel was very fortunate not to receive a red card in that situation.
Very fortunate indeed, which means, of course, it's time for this.
There we go.
Keown's Corner.
If you want to be a good presenter and you want to go to the next level, don't take fun from other people losing their demise.
Your problem was with Andy Goldstein.
Oh, 100%, yeah. He's having a giggle.
Still laughing. Yes, time for Keown's Corner, where we pay tribute to the legendary Daily Arsenal as well as former unbeatable Martin Keown, who doesn't like people taking fun from other people losing their demise. Arsenal chat. Let's start with the headbutt. Was he a lucky boy? Should have been sent off.
Yeah, of course. Again, I think Haaland being the proud man that he is, the warrior, that's why he weren't going down. Other players would have gone down and then, listen, it's a red card. You run that risk. The moment you put your head together, that's fine. You put two players doing it. But when you have that kind of headbutt action, regardless of the force, I think it's lucky. And if you look at there's a camera angle of Arteta and Pep on the side. Arteta turns around and his face is telling you, oh my goodness, he got himself sent off. Whereas Pep's going crazy, going to the fourth official. He's even doing the headbutt sign as well. Yeah, he's got away with one, Gabriel. Listen, I love the way the referee those two battle, because there was times they're both pulling at each other, and I like that.
He got it right up to that moment.
He did, but that situation there, I mean, if it had been the other way around, I would have been absolutely screaming for it. Again, it should have been a pen. It should have been a pen. So,
yeah. I mean, the fact that Gabriel was booked means he can't retrospectively be banned.
Yeah.
Do you think that rule should be changed? I see no reason why that rule shouldn't be changed.
It's a difficult. No, I quite like the way it is. If you got, I think it'd be different if there was no VAR, right? And it's the referee and the two linesmen and the fourth official, and they get it wrong. Fair enough. But that's what you got VAR for. You've got all these camera angles. You can slow it down. You can speed it up. You got the ref. You got the fourth official. You got the linesman. You've got all these different opportunities to make that decision. I don't think you can go retrospectively ban him again when you've got all that.
Well, not ban him again. Ban him.
Yeah, I don't think you can do that.
But do you not think if a crime is committed and it's missed for whatever reason, you should have to pay the punishment?
No.
Like why? Because the final whistle has been blown. Why does that mean it's finished? It's stopped?
But that's the referee's fault. Because you have been given, as a referee, you have been given every tool there is to make sure you get the decisions right. You've got replays, you've got fourth official, you've got linesmen, you've got so many different camera angles.
Let me flip it.
Yeah.
Let's just say a player got a red card.
Yeah.
And misses. Let's just say that Gabriel headbutted him, misses 3 games to your run-in.
Mm-hmm.
But replays show there was no contact.
Yep.
So they got it wrong on the day.
Yeah.
Retrospectively, should that be rescinded?
Yes, because again,
there you go. Retrospectively, said yeah.
No, my point is no, you shouldn't change your decision. Don't change your decision.
That's what I'm saying. Should that red card be rescinded if it was the wrong decision?
No, because those in Stockley Park, you've got all the technology you could possibly want to get the right decision, and you still miss that. That's their fault. So if that was the other way around, and Man City had a problem with it, right? Then complain to them. Because, again, I'd have a little bit of sympathy and say, yes, retrospective banning should be the case if it was just a referee, the linesman, and the fourth official. But the fact is, they could take 2, 3, if they want to, 4 minutes, slowing it down, speeding it up, changing the angle, zooming in, zooming out. They've got all these different opportunities, and they still came to that conclusion.
But shouldn't your answer be, let's get right and wrongs ruled out of football? So irrelevant so the reason you're saying it shouldn't be rescinded or retrospectively looked at is because they've got time to do it on the day.
Correct.
But my argument is, are we not trying to make football better by getting the right results? So if it's missed on the day and we get it 24 hours, isn't that better than not getting it at all?
For me, not, because it makes a mockery of the whole VAR system.
But isn't there a mockery of it anyway?
Well, again, that's the thing where people get so frustrated with it, because you think, what's the point in it? Because listen, again, if it had been the other way around, if I was a City fan, I'd have been screaming for it. Like, obviously not a red card, and I fully understand that.
Yeah.
Because for me, it should be a red card. But my point is, the VAR have got plenty of opportunities to get that decision right, and they didn't. And it's simple as that.
Okay. We haven't really talked about the game, you and I. We'll take calls on Gabriel.
All right.
Should he face...
Listen, I know we didn't face plant him. Bang! Break his nose.
You can't do that.
But you can't...
He joined heads and then pushed. You can't do that.
Exactly that. I've seen people...
I'm sure he pulled Ireland's hair as well.
I've seen people get sent off for less in that. Why does Casemiro's one ring a bell? Did he get someone around the throat for like half a second?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
He got sent off for it?
Yeah, that was Old Trafford.
Yeah.
I know. It's not there's no consistency.
That's the problem we've got.
People have got. Who's favourites for the league title now, D?
Well, I mean, at the minute, if you look on current form, then you'd say City, right?
Yeah, I think so.
But, I mean, it's still going to be a lot...
devastated.
Yeah, of course I am. Yesterday was our day, man. Then he broke my remote.
Yeah.
When Havertz missed the header at the end.
How many phone calls you get off people?
Oh, my God, loads.
I noticed that none of the Gooners replying on the WhatsApp group last night.
Mate, but I'm not going to, because I know people put stuff in that group for biting purposes.
Yeah.
Like Dan's one in the group yesterday was annoying because he put something like, "Do you know what? I still think Arsenal were unbelievable, and I think they win the league." I'm like, shut
Yeah,
down,
he's just waiting for.
He's waiting for it.
Isn't he? Yeah, it does make me laugh. All right, listen, we'll take calls from Arsenal fans. What did you make of yesterday? I don't think you can get any benefits, by the way, any positives out of yesterday's performance.
I can. That's the best I've seen Arsenal play in months.
I can't. Yeah, but as Noel said, I think City. I mean, City let you play like that. Well, the test will be.
No. City didn't let us play. Do nothing. We
They do. That's how they play.
Well, okay, yeah, but that's how they play. It's not letting us do it though. We still have to go out there and do it.
Yeah.
It's like they went.
I can't take any positives out of my team losing. I got slaughtered when I said on the opening day of the season we were the better team and Arsenal won. You slaughtered me for that.
You look at the chances Arsenal missed. I've not seen Arsenal create that many chances in months, Andy. And I mean, I did the Sporting Lisbon game. Wow. Nothing.
Newcastle's massive for you.
Huge.
Is that home? It is, isn't it?
Yeah, thank goodness for that. Imagine going up there.
Yeah, it's a massive game.
Yeah.
Arsenal fans, you can be part of Keown's Corner by picking up the phone. We'll talk about Gabriel. Should he face retrospective action, punishment? 03717 233 That's today's magical number. Dial that. You could be next live on Drive on talkSPORT.
Well, your problem was with Andy Goldstein.
Oh, 100%, yeah. He's having a giggle.
Tottenham under De Zerbi. A new lease of life. Can they go on and win all 5 remaining games? Yeah, says De Zerbi.
I think we can win 5 games in a row. Not to be arrogant, because I'm not arrogant now, especially now. But we have the qualities enough to fight and to win games in a row. They have to listen to me. I'm proud for their performance. They have to be stronger and to be focused just on Wolverhampton game and to come in training ground on Monday afternoon with a smile, because otherwise they go home immediately. We are lucky because we are working in a big club, a big stadium. We are working in Premier League. We have the qualities, the right qualities to win the game. So we have to be positive, because I don't like the people who cried, who thinks in negative way.
Oof. You don't really want to get in the wrong side of him, do you? Spurs, I've got Wolves away, Villa away, Leeds at home, Chelsea away, Everton at home. He says they can win all 5, Simon.
Can. I doubt whether they will. I mean, we can all do things, can't we? But whether we ultimately achieve them is a different matter. He is setting up his stall to try and achieve what he's been brought in to achieve.
talkSPORT, me, Andy Goldstein Darren Bent alongside. We're in partnership with our wonderful friends at Giacomo's Style and Brands for every man. Still to come, we'll find out what Benty's serving up with his tea time takeaway. Just quickly, Marco Royce has agreed to take over as Bournemouth manager on a 3-year contract when Andoni Iraola leaves at the end of the season. Arsenal and Chelsea both reportedly interested in Spurs midfielder Lucas Bergvall if they are relegated this season.
Got a message. Our good friend Dion Dublin.
Oh, is he showing people?
Yeah, no, he said headbutting, disgraceful. Who would do that? Obviously, he's alluding to his headbutt from
Robbie Savage.
Yeah. And he put, even the Blues fans cheered. And he's put, listen, a load of laughing faces afterwards. But funny that. I remember that one as well.
Yeah, nasty, wasn't it?
Yeah. That was in that fixture as well, Villa versus Blues.
He's listening, right?
Yeah.
Is the Dube still going? You know, his musical instrument.
Yeah, he should just give us a call every now and then.
Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't come on. Why doesn't he? Is he the dark side? Is he BBC?
What channel's Home Under the Hammer on?
That's BBC.
Probably.
I don't think it's on either. Is it still on? Is it? I think it's still on BBC, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, listen, if he's listening, he'll probably call up for us, won't he?
Yeah, he probably.
You've got stairs going up to your bedroom.
How's Jack got that? That's unbelievable work. Should we go to the phone lines? 03717223344. Will Arsenal fans have stairs going up to their trophy cabinet? Trevor's an Arsenal fan. Hello, Trev.
Hi, Andy. Hi, Benty. How are you?
Good, man. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you.
What's happening with your team?
Yeah, I'm very positive, actually. A bit like Benty. I just feel like yesterday's performance is a performance that we were putting in about 8 or 9 games ago. And then all of a sudden, Arteta felt like it was time to start defending the lead of the league and sit back. And I feel like this performance yesterday, if we go in with that performance for the rest of the season, it's going to be an exciting 5-game shootout. But I also think there's 2 things that we need. One is Odegaard, because he speeds the play up. And I think we definitely need Timber back, because not many people mentioned it, but I think set plays, he makes a huge difference, and that's why I feel like we've dried up.
What is that? I mean, your form was falling off a cliff. You were 9 points clear only a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I do put that down to Arteta. I think he's literally he changed the way we were playing. Yesterday showed that we have the ability in the players up front to go score goals. I know we didn't get it from open play, but the change was dramatic from the last.
Do you put that down to Man City's style of play at all?
No, because I've seen this before with Arsenal. We were doing this before to teams. We were going out and we were pressing hard and we were taking the ball and we were pushing it through the lines and then and you know, we were taking chances and we were scoring and then all of a sudden it just seemed to dry up. The fear was there and it was almost like, oh, okay, we've got 9 points, we'll sit back, we'll defend this, and all of a sudden now it's like, well, now it's even Stevens. Now we've got to go for it. He can't play the way he's been playing.
If City win their game now against Burnley, so level on points but above you on goal difference, I think it's goal scored or goal, whatever it is. Who's favourites?
Do you know what? I think the Aston Villa game at City might be the one that decides it, because they seem to have hit a real sort of run of form again. And if they're up for the game, that could be a big one.
Do you know, it's a good point, Trevor, but the only thing I'd say about the Villa one is the fact that they could be in the final of a European competition. So players might be getting rested left, right, center. But you know what? Arsenal's performance yesterday, and that's why I take positives from it, is that it reminded me of Arsenal at the start of the season when there was no pressure. They went out, they created chances.
Lost.
And no, but that's the thing. Even though they got beat yesterday, Andy, I'm telling you, I've not seen Arsenal play that way in months in terms of creating chances. Yes,
I do think it's the wrong way. I thought you should have defended.
No way. No, defend nothing.
Draw's a great result for you.
Arsenal right now can't depart the bus. For whatever reason, they just can't do it. I think that was the right approach. The team selection.
You've got on for so long about how great your defence is. You've got the best goalkeeper in the world, best 2 centre-halves in the world.
Yeah, but still, we still got part of the bus. At the minute, we're just... I preferred Arsenal to go out like that than opposed to just part of the bus and hope they don't get beat.
Ozzy's an Arsenal fan. Hi, Oz.
Hi, mate. You right?
Yeah, it's not a great name, is it, Ozzy, if you're an Arsenal fan?
It's short for Osmond, but
yeah, I know, but still, either way, right?
Can I just say, I love Benty, and Andy's a great lad as well.
That's very kind of
you. Thank you. I don't know if he's not a great lad, but he's all right.
I'm happy to take second place there, no problem. Go on then, Oz. What's happening?
I just want to defend us. I actually think we're overachieving.
I'm looking forward to
Are you a Spurs fan?
No.
Yeah, sorry, what have you achieved? To overachieve, what have you achieved?
So, overachieving in terms of... I've heard everyone say we've got the best squad, but...
Well, all your fans did. All your fans said it.
I think PSG and Bayern Munich have the best squads, to be honest.
Okay.
Since the start of the season, they've said that we've got the best squad.
What about in England?
I've never thought that personally.
Oh, come on. Look, at the beginning of the season, everyone got the best 2 players in every position. We're going to have 2 teams filled this, we got that. You must have been a part of that.
Can I just say, no, I wasn't a part of that, but can I just say, we've got 7 players in their first ever season for Arsenal. No one's ever mentioned that.
You got 7 what?
7 players in their first season for Arsenal.
7 players in their first season?
First season, that is in Zubamendi, first season in the Prem.
What's that got to do with it?
Well, that's what I mean by we're overachieving. I think we're doing really well.
You haven't achieved anything. What have you achieved?
Overachieving.
Yeah, but the word achieves in that sentence, so what have you achieved to overachieve? What have you got?
Oh, right. So, the position that we're in, fighting for the Prem, I think against Man City is an absolute powerhouse. I mean, what other squad can you compete with who drops 200 million in January by 2 of the best players in the league?
Yeah, but you've been sitting top of the Prem since, what, October? 9 points has been the gap. You've spent your fair share of money as well. A lot of players have come in for a lot of money. You've got to be winning the Premier League, or you've got to be winning something this season.
Hey, still a chance to win 2?
Yeah, there is a chance to win 2.
Yeah, 100%. And I think we're overachieving in the Champions League as well. I think we're scraping by. I think what Arteta's had to do with the players that he's had to rotate and that have been available in and out, I think it's done
So
well.
can I ask, if you're spending, you spent nearly £1 billion, right, and you're underachieving, how much should you be spending to achieve?
I mean, if you're speaking in terms of Man City,
Arsenal.
Endless, obviously.
Arsenal, I'm talking.
I still think we'll get something out of the season.
No. What I'm saying is, you've spent nearly £1 billion, and you're saying with that money you've underachieved. How much money do you need to spend to achieve, in your opinion?
Well, I'm hoping if everything goes well and we manage to limp over the line at the end of the season, I think, for me personally, Eze is the first world-class player that I think we've actually ever added to the squad.
Declan?
And I think Declan Rice. And I think we need to...
Eze's world-class?
Sorry, attacking-wise. And I think we need to add some world-class attacking players.
You think Eze's world-class?
He's got the potential to. Maybe that was a bit of an overstatement, but I think he's got the potential to. Depends what he achieves, doesn't it? In his career.
Yeah. Is he underachieving?
Same as Declan Rice. If he gets, it's the same with Kane, isn't it? Because everyone thinks what an amazing player he is, and he needs to achieve some particular trophies to be branded.
But Kane's got trophies, and he's breaking records left, right, and centre. At the moment, Declan hasn't got any with your club.
I mean, yeah, he only just got trophies.
Who?
Kane. He only just got trophies.
The only thing I'd say of Kane though is that he was getting individual records and honours. Yeah. So but his numbers tell you that he's world class. I think now he's got obviously back to back because it's Bundesliga titles now. They won it yesterday.
He's got more titles than Spurs, hasn't he?
So he is. Yes, but even before it, there's certain players you don't have to win something to be considered world class.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I know Bale won a League Cup at Tottenham, but so don't tell me he's not world class. Those seasons he had in the Premier League, wow.
Yeah, before he went to Madrid, you mean?
Yeah.
What was it, 5? 5
Champions Leagues in it, yeah. You can't tell me he weren't world class before he got there.
Yeah, you're right. Still to come, we're asking if there's any chance Liam Rossini is in charge of Chelsea next season. But first, it's time for no Googling. We want to know who's the only English player to ever be booked 14 times in one Premier League season. 14 times in one season. He might have been a teammate of yours. Yeah, was he a teammate of yours?
Yeah.
Okay, here you go. The answer to that, if you're watching on YouTube and you can lip read, you'll know the answer. If not, stick around, because that and loads more is coming up after this.
Darren's a great lad.
Love was in the air in the Garden of England, Kent, at the weekend. talkSPORT's very own Jamie O'Hara tied the knot with his fiancée, and as you'd expect, his co-host Jason Cundy was in attendance, sporting his Ange Postecoglou mask, as viewers of YouTube or smart TV would be able to see right now. Jason's in the building to record another edition of Inside Chelsea. I'm pleased to say he's in the studio.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, everyone. How are we?
Morning, Chase. How long did it take you to decide you were going to wear the mask?
Oh, no time at all. That mask was always coming. The photos are great. I've just seen myself on the dance floor. They're big Ange on the dance floor.
By the way,
trying some shapes.
Oh, Jace, you took the words out my mouth, mate. I'm going to tell you right now, I can't see Big Ange moving like that. I mean, I love Big Ange.
Mind you,
he ain't moving like that, mate.
Coisty, I've got to tell you, mate, on Sunday morning I paid for it. Yeah, those moves come with a price.
Yeah. So this was an early fixture. It was a 2:00 kickoff.
It was. I've got to say, what a brilliant day. It was so well put together. The weather was fabulous. His wife looked stunning. Jay looked fab. It was just a brilliant day. Everything went the way he wanted it to go.
Yeah.
And then they went to the reception. The reception was fab. And then, as you can see there, I was enjoying myself, throwing a few shapes. The hips were... snake hips came out, which is rare these days for me.
Brilliant.
But it was just a fabulous day. Really brilliant day.
So I assume you avoid watching Chelsea against Man United then,
well, as it turned out, the day... It's amazing when you don't... Because of... Listen, I've covered every Chelsea game, and it was on my mind, but when you're at a wedding, you're...
As if it wasn't big enough for West Ham already, one of their old bosses has warned a weekend watching their relegation rivals pick up points has made the trip to Palace ever harder.
So that puts a massive extra pressure on West Ham tonight, and whether they can deal with it or not, or whether they react to it in a more positive ways, only the manager will find out in the first 10 minutes.
Monday Night Lights in the season, not something Sam Allardyce ever enjoyed, it seems. You can hear if West Ham move 4 points clear of Spurs live and exclusively on talkSPORT tonight, with Mikel Arteta saying he's more convinced than ever that Arsenal will win the league. Martin Keown told us he agrees the performance at the Etihad was encouraging, not discouraging, according to the ex-Invincible. But are the fans causing an issue that might impact the belief in the dressing room?
All the noise that's been around Arsenal, that they wouldn't be human if they've not been affected, but they can't allow that. They just shut it all out and just keep going. You look at Newcastle, you have to beat Newcastle, and that's it.
João Pedro might be back for Chelsea when they face Brighton tomorrow, live on talkSPORT. He missed the Man United loss with a thigh problem, but Esteban, who went off on Saturday night with a hamstring, misses the trip to the South Coast. Elsewhere, talkSPORT understands Chelsea are ready to sell Alejandro Garnacho this summer, just one season after signing him. And Ibrahima Konate says he's close to signing a new deal at Liverpool and insists it's the only thing he's ever wanted. There's more at talksport.com.
What about ask a question? Welcome back, by the way. Who's the only English player to ever been booked 14 times in one Premier League season?
Lee Cattermole.
Yeah, Clattermole.
What year was that?
What year do you think, Darren?
Don't know. Go on, hit me with it.
You don't have a guess?
No. 2008.
No. Miles away. 14, 15.
Who's that? Sunderland then?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a lot.
That's our
isn't it?
bookings that.
Was it's a big old lump, isn't he, Cattermole?
Not really. He weren't that
Was
big.
he not?
No, not
I
really.
thought he was.
I played him at Sunderland. Yeah, he weren't that big.
Oh.
I wouldn't say he was that big, no.
Okay. Still to come and have some fun. The best of talkSPORT is coming up in 10 minutes' time. But now it's time for this.
How you doing? It's Darren Bent. Takeaway. Can I take your order, please?
Get my hands, marinate all up in the thing. I like my medium well. Ginger beer, oil over it. Get my brush thing, get the oil over it. It better be Heinz. If it's not Heinz, honestly, I'll lose it.
I'm Darren Bent, and this is my tea time takeaway.
I made a great Sunday roast yesterday, by the way. My missus was away. I did it for me and the kids. It was unbelievable.
What'd you make?
I did taters, chicken, cooked chicken, taters, chicken. I did vegetables. I'll tell you what I did do. What are the giant mushrooms called? Portobello? Are they called? I did one of them. I like them. I was frowned upon by my kids. I got one of them.
Why?
It's baby sweet corns. I did, what else did I do? Carrots. I did broccoli.
I'm waiting for you to wow me with something.
And chicken chow mein. I just put over the top of it.
What did you...
That was it. The kids don't like gravy, and I don't like gravy, so none of us had gravy.
Yeah, okay.
My potatoes were unbelievable. I make the best potatoes in the world. They really were.
Do you, though?
Yeah, yeah. I bought a Tom Kerridge baking tray. That makes a difference.
Oh,
baking tray.
You bought that? You didn't?
Yeah, I know. I tried to black it. It was too late. My missus had already bought it. But, yeah, that makes a difference.
Oh.
Good roll. I'll make a good roast.
Yeah, but you don't like gravy, do you?
No.
That's weird.
What are you doing? What are you typing in? What are you doing?
None of your business.
It's so rude, isn't he?
Well, listen, if I'm over here.
I know, but I thought I'd try to talk to you, you know?
You're talking about dry roast. A dry roast with broccoli, sprouts, carrots.
I didn't have sprouts.
No sauce.
I didn't have sprouts.
Okay.
I had mint sauce.
With what? What was your main thing?
Chicken.
See, that's what I'm saying. What? No,
that's quite normal, that
as
is.
Tom Kerry messaged you, voice noted you,
Yeah.
saying you're a heathen, I think he called you, for having mint sauce with chicken. And that's your mate. That's one of the best on the planet.
No.
Ask him now then.
He didn't say that to him.
Ask him now.
Ask him what?
Should mint sauce ever be on the same plate as chicken?
Yeah, that's fine.
Ask him then.
Well, I can phone him now, but Joe might go down. Can I phone him now, Joe? Let's see.
Okay, no, listen.
Joe just said no.
We've still got an hour and 20 minutes left.
All right, I'll phone him up. I'll get a voice note in the next break.
Yeah, chicken in.
What's wrong with that?
He hammered you last time he did that.
What does he know? Right, this is Bentley's Tea Time Takeaway. Every week, 100 Club member Darren Bent serves up his 5 key takeaways from the weekend's action. Benty, time for some acting, everyone. Benty, what's on the menu today?
So first up, it's about time people start putting some respect on Daniel Farke's name.
No, I like the way he said that. Yeah, let's hear from the Leeds boss, Daniel Farke, speaking after that win against Wolves. And he said he's not taking anything for granted in their fight against relegation.
We're not there yet. We want to stay with the foot on the gas. We won't allow ourselves to be 1% not focused or not concentrated or overconfident. It's also a bit of a special season. Teams like Tottenham, like Nottingham, who plays in Europe, are involved in the relegation battle. They have so much quality. I still think we need probably to win 1 or perhaps even a few more points, and for that we'll stay with the foot on the gas.
Leeds 8 points clear the relegation zone. Are they safe now with all the madness going on around them?
Do you know what? I think so. And fair play to them, because there was a period where I didn't think they would
be safe.
And that's why I say you've got to put a lot of respect on Daniel Farke's name, because the people were saying that even when Leeds got promoted, people were saying, should they maybe look for someone else because they're not sure they can keep him in the division. But fair play to him. Their form's come back at the right time. And he's done a really, really good job, because at the start of the season, some Leeds fans were saying they don't think he's the right man.
Even before ball was kicked, I remember when they got promotion, there were question marks as to whether or not he was. Has he proved those doubts wrong, do you think?
I think so. I mean, listen, I think first season's always about, can you just stay in the division? Don't look too far ahead and just go, I think we can finish top. No, stay in the division, and then you can build and build and build.
Yeah, I agree.
And he's done that. And their last 2 results, beating you lot, they're not even. What's happened there?
What happened there?
Not even,
I stuck in reverse then, yeah.
Not even the last 2 results, but drawing 0-0 with Palace, drawing with Brentford, drawing with West Ham, then beating you and beating Wolves. A little bit of momentum in there as well. So, yeah, Daniel Farke's done a great job there.
Yeah. Okay. Where would you like to go next, Darren, with your acting?
Boy, Scaff and Batter works for Eddie Howe.
For what? Eddie Howe. Okay, yeah, I didn't hear that word. Let's hear from Newcastle boss Eddie Howe. Speaking after that defeat at home to Bournemouth, he reflected on another bad day at the office.
Yeah, similar feeling to recent weeks, really, where we'd, as you say, we'd worked hard. It wasn't a game of a lot of chances for us, unfortunately, at home. That was, again, one of the most disappointing factors for me, the lack of chance creation, the lack of real saves that the opposition goalkeeper had to make. And then, of course, the big moments at the other end where we didn't defend well enough in our individual actions to prevent the 2 goals we conceded. So, tough one for us to take.
I do sort of feel with Newcastle and Eddie Howe that they want the season to finish now, don't they? Dumb. Let's move on now. Let's go on holiday.
I think so. And do you know what? I'm interested to see what happens with that scenario because there are already murmurings about the Saudis and their investment in Newcastle. I wonder for Eddie Howe personally. I mean, there are already whispers of Andoni Areola going up there.
You've created those whispers.
No, I haven't.
I think I heard it from talking about it.
I heard it from someone.
Who, Crookie?
No, not Crookie.
Like proper someone.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Can't tell you that. So it's one of them where I just think for Eddie Howe, he's probably thinking, do you know what? So it wouldn't surprise me if he turned around and went, do you know what? Enough's enough. But
you say it's very rare manager leaves because they lose all the money.
Yeah, sometimes. But
wait to be sacked.
In this scenario here, I don't know if he wants a sacking, but it's a really awful effort. I mean, getting beat by your rivals twice never helps, but getting beat at home by Bournemouth, beat at Palace, Sunderland, the debacle second half against Barcelona. It's just not been a great season for Newcastle because right now, currently, look where they are. I mean, for a club that have been in the Champions League, they're 14th. I mean, Leeds are like 3 points behind them. Yeah. I mean, Leeds have been fighting relegation all season.
I know.
It's been poor for Newcastle.
Where do you want to go next, D?
I've not turned the page yet. But
shall I tell you where you want to go?
No.
Where do you want to go?
Do you know what?
No, I don't know what.
So it's always tough.
Yeah.
But the pressure is making Tottenham players panic.
Yeah. Let's talk about that game. Let's talk about that game. For a long time, I've been saying Spurs are going down.
Yep.
And at the weekend, even though I didn't get 3 points, at the weekend was the first time I looked at that performance with the players that they've got and thought, actually, they might just get away with it. They might, but only if other sides
falter, like West Ham.
And now I'm thinking, I honestly believe if West Ham win tonight at Palace, the gap would be what, 4 points?
4 points, yeah.
That's the next 2 games. Spurs start in the bottom 3. That's guaranteed.
Yeah. Different pressure. And that's why I say different pressure because I look at Leeds and Nottingham Forest. I know Nottingham Forest are only on 36, Leeds 39. I think they can get a result. They've got players that can get a result. For Tottenham, and this is what I say about pressure at the bottom compared to the top, is you get a bit panicky when you're down at the bottom. And also you start to be a little bit overly, I'm trying to think of the word.
Cautious?
A little bit, not overly cautious, where you think to yourself, you know what, rather than just clear it, I don't want to be a wild / give a corner away, so I'm going to be a little bit more care with it. Yeah. So Danso in that position there, he should just clear it.
Yeah,
there's no reason whatsoever for him to control it. But he's like, do you know what, let me just take a bit of extra care. And by him doing that, split-second decision,
that's cool.
Van Hecker gets in, cuts it back, and it's a great finish. And these things happen to you when you're down at the bottom. I'll never forget when I was at Charlton, right, we were fighting relegation, and we're 1-0 down at Goodison Park for ages. Can't get a sniff. I nick one, like 92nd minute, I think it is, like to make it 1-1. And we're thinking, so you don't relax a bit, but you go, oh, we're going to leave here with a point. Straight up the other end, McFadden scores this worldie where he flicks over someone's head and volleys it in. And you think, oh my, it's like a punch in the stomach. You go,
it's like a defeat.
It's like a defeat. It feels like a defeat. So, yeah, it's tough for Tottenham. We're going to have to keep digging in. I think Xavi Simons was a positive. I think Bergvall, I thought he'll make a difference. Archie Gray, I think, has been brilliant throughout this whole.
But they were both dropped for this game, right?
Yeah.
Was it Basuma and?
Yeah.
And
well, Basuma obviously. De Zerbi knows Basuma from Brighton, so he's probably remembering that Basuma that was at Brighton with him. But for Spurs, they just got to keep digging in. But those type of decisions at the end from Danso, and you'll see more of that before the end of the season. That's because they're in some serious pressure.
Spurs need at least 2 wins, right? At least. Okay. Now, you could argue that their best chance of a win is Wolves away.
Yeah.
Their best chance.
But their record there's appalling.
Okay, but if you're looking at league table and who you're playing, right? I don't know where the next win. The next win can only be Leeds at home.
Yeah, because they go Wolves away, Villa away.
Won't win that.
No. They've got, well, them games are relatively good. Okay. Then you've got Leeds at home.
So, there's the game they have to win.
Right. Chelsea away. No.
Won't win that.
And Everton at home.
Yeah.
But
Everton might be going for European football.
But by the time you get to Everton, it might be done.
Well, I've said for a long time it's Chelsea that relegate them.
If they're say there's a 4-point deficit because West Ham win tonight and it stays that gap leading into the Chelsea game where they need to get a win and a draw. Oh my goodness, that Chelsea game there is the one where they might go.
Yeah. Nuts, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nuts.
So big tonight. So big tonight for West Ham.
Yeah, massive. I can see it being a draw. I don't know why I can't see West Ham going there and winning, but I can just see a draw.
Yeah. What's the gap at the moment? 4?
What, between
Spurs and West Ham?
Oh no, it's not 4. Are you crazy?
Is it?
Right now it's
one.
One, yeah.
Yeah. So two's sort of irrelevant. West Ham need that win to make it 4.
Get a little gap.
Yeah. Okay. That was Bent's tea time takeaway. Still to come on Drive. We'll hear talkSPORT's chief football correspondent clearly enjoying his job.
If this game was at the bottom of the garden, you'd shut the curtains on it.
We'll also be joined by the Smurf Danny Murphy live from Selhurst Park.
Spit on me and nibble my shoulder.
Maybe later. And we'll be asking if this man will still be at Chelsea next season.
My players made a decision that they wanted to be around the ball, to respect the ball.
Not so sure about that. All that and loads more coming up on Drive and talkSPORT. Me, Goldstein, him, Ben. When we come back, the best bits of talkSPORT in an item we've cleverly called the... Yep, you've worked out the best bits of talkSPORT.
How does the Kama Sutra affect your goal?
Are you nervous as a player when you're 2-0 up against Wolves? Are you nervous in that game? Are you nervous when you're playing against Brentford and you're playing against Forest?
Perhaps
Are
Arsenal
you nervous in those
perhaps
games?
Arsenal bit off more than they can chew, Simon. They were really big in 4 competitions. Is the workload played a part?
Well, they fixed that.
Maybe that game came just at the wrong time from an Arsenal.
But they fixed that, haven't they?
That game now.
Right, here's the fact: they've been in this situation twice before, and they've cracked, and it looks like they're cracking again. Why are they cracking again?
Let's discuss that at the end of the season.
Never mind City. Why are they cracking again?
Because, look, the squad players that come in, Arsenal played with 4 central defenders yesterday. No Calafiori to develop the play in midfield that they normally have. No Timber, that tenacity that it has to help when Haaland's doing his stuff. Yeah,
But you've got to find a way, haven't you?
Yeah, but
the squad should be strong
People
enough
come in to
to
replace.
cope with that.
Don't they? We're on our 3rd right back yesterday.
But that's not the point, is it?
No, it is the point.
You keep ignoring the point.
It's not your point.
You can elevate your voice if you want to because you don't like the conversation. No one would look at Arsenal winning,
No, what I'm saying, Simon,
losing
is-
away to Man City
what
as
I'm
a bad
saying,
result.
It's
the other results.
There's always
that
a
built up
first
to
choice
this.
player, isn't there? So when a second
But
choice
when you're
player
playing
comes
against
in,
the bottom sides in the division and you're
yes,
trying
that's
to
a
win
different
Premier
discussion.
League,
We're talking about yesterday.
That's why they've lost.
I'm talking about
that's
yesterday.
a big part.
That's why they've lost their position.
Simon's point's relevant.
That's why they've
but
lost their
not-
position.
That's why they've lost the position they were in.
Don't you think the workload, though, has affected the Arsenal players with the injuries and fatigue? No? You know, talk of players...
Well, you know more than
talk
we
of
do
players
about
playing
that.
with...
So
talk
Man
of,
City. Man City are in all the competitions. They're in the League Cup, they're in the FA Cup, they're in the Champions League until recently.
but they
They're
invested
exactly
well
the same.
and wisely
So
in the
Arsenal-
transfer
so Arsenal
window,
didn't. So
didn't they?
Arsenal didn't.
Gahey and Semenyo
That's
have
true.
come in. Semenyo's still the top goal scorer at Bournemouth.
Well, I didn't hear you talking about Arsenal signing the players in January up until now.
Drive on talkSPORT. It's me, Andy Goldstein Bent, is here in partnership with Giacomo. Get fresh looks and great brands from Giacomo. Still to come, we'll be looking ahead to a massive night of football. Palace take on West Ham. It's live on talkSPORT tonight. Smurf, Danny Murphy, will be joining us ahead of that one in about 25 minutes' time. Just quickly, Marco Rosie has agreed to take over as Bournemouth manager on a 3-year deal when Andoni Iraola leaves the club at the end of the season. Time for this. Yes, time for the best of talkSPORT and friends. We'll kick things off with a breakfast show from today. They were joined by the fun boy Jason Cundy, who spent his Saturday watching O'Hara tie the knot.
The photos are great. I've just seen myself on the dance floor there. Big hands on the dance floor.
By the way,
trying
Jace,
some shapes.
Oh, Jace, you took the words out of my mouth, mate. I'm going to tell you right now, I can't see big hands moving like that. I mean, I love big hands.
Mind you,
he ain't moving like that, mate.
Coisty, I've got to tell you, mate, on Sunday morning I paid for it. Yeah, those moves come with a price.
Have you got a message for Jamie today?
Yeah, congratulations, mate. Hope it went well. The pictures and the videos look great.
They look great. They really did. What do you make of Cundy wearing the Ange mask to the wedding?
He had to, didn't he, at some point? Especially with Spurs playing that day as well. He had to wear it.
Yeah, well done. What's your go-to dance move?
Probably a two-step.
What does that mean?
Just keep bop to the side, two-step.
Okay.
Yeah, just keep it simple.
You do the caterpillar?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do that in a dance.
Could you do that, though?
Probably. Back in the day.
But have you done it?
Yeah, back in the day.
Break dancing?
No.
You can get the full wedding debrief with Cundy and O'Hara when the Sports Bar homes tonight at 10.
On to the live football. Here's our chief football correspondent, Alex Crook, being full of praise for Leicester's performance against Portsmouth.
As another one of their players just boots the ball out. It's been so poor, honestly. If this game was at the bottom of the garden, you'd shut the curtains on it.
I think you wouldn't even be bothered to shut the curtains, Crook. You wouldn't give it that energy. I think you'd just turn away from it, wouldn't you?
What's the worst TV show or film you've ever seen?
Worst film I've ever seen is Steve Martin, My Blue Heaven.
Was that terrible?
I walked out of it. It's the only film I think I've ever walked out of in the cinema. TV, everything now, there's so much rubbish on. I don't even watch telly anymore.
What's something you'd love to watch in your back garden?
What? You want me to watch it where?
In your back garden? What's the
Oh, like the back of the house, right, yeah. What do I like? Like a Star Wars, I think that'd be good. At night.
No, like a boxing fight in the back garden, like proper, the two heavyweights, like.
Oh, I see what you mean. No, Star Wars. At night time and everything's dark and you can't really see where the screen is and all the Millennium Falcon and Starship Enterprise, that'd be amazing.
Which four presenters would you most like to invite to a talkSPORT barbecue? Obviously me and one.
No. Presenters, Cundy would definitely be there. Who else? Shaban, she'd come. Get on with Shaban. No, just Cundy. Billy, I'd invite Billy there. I need someone to carry the drinks.
Yeah, true.
And if we won. Benny.
I won't come.
You must know someone.
Joe, I wouldn't want to come.
Good, you're not invited then.
Good.
All right, Joe, do you want to?
No, Joe don't want to come either.
Jack, do you want to?
No.
Oh, no, you don't want to. Okay, I'll take Win the Dog.
All right, cool. And the live football just keeps on coming.
You're coming, Win.
Straight after us tonight, we're bringing you live and exclusive coverage of Crystal Palace versus West Ham.
Staying with live commentary, let's finish with Bentley's favourite podcast, 21 minutes to go.
Terrible. I'm sorry.
Let me just say that if you're a big fan of Bubba hitting the skins, it's relived. If you know what I'm talking about, Bubba Hit the Skins is in this, or today's episode.
Can you please elaborate on that a little bit?
I will. Here's Jason Cundy and I doing our very best horse racing. Oh, this is good. Horse racing commentary. This is great. Play it, Jason. The race commentator, of course, will be Jason Cundy. And they're off.
And they're off. And here he comes. He's on the inside. It's a slow gallop at the moment. There he goes. Tucked in nicely behind him. There's a nice gentle pace. This will suit. Here he goes. So that it would better than... There he goes. There he goes. Both going very nicely. Let's head over to Andy Goldstein now on the other side of the track.
Yes, thank you. Here he comes now on the outside, leading quite comfortably. And there he goes in second place. There he goes, making a good run for it. But it's still a comfortable lead at the moment. Here he comes. Here he comes now with 4 furlongs to go.
That is absolutely abysmal.
Jack's missed the whole joke out.
honestly, if ever there was an advert to download 20 minutes ago, let's listen to horse racing commentary. There you go.
Jack, you missed the whole joke out. Honestly. No, I'm shooting the message, Jack.
There you go. No, it's here you go. Tucked in nicely.
The idea was that it was a horse race between two horses. One's called There You Go and the other one's called Here He Comes.
That was painful. That even you. Do you know what?
No.
I looked up in your face and even you was
I'll tell you what it's painful. Every week you constantly say it off. All right? Play the boot room next week.
Jack's got that. Right, Jack, what you need to start doing is clipping up 21 minutes ago and start playing them sound bites out. That's what you need to do, Jack. Add that to your folder.
They are called sound bites. But this week's podcast has Bubba hitting the skins. If you don't know what it is
that horse racing?
It's not for you.
Horse racing? Hope not.
Is Gabby back?
Rupert Bell, is he
Episodes of 21 Minutes to Go drop every Monday and Thursday. This one's a very good one.
My questions.
Hit the skins, Bubba.
My questions.
I think you're rude. I think your attitude's all over the place. What's the one non-sporting event you'd love to commentate on without swearing with your foul mouth?
Yeah. Horse racing.
All right, good. What's the best piece of advice?
It's all over the gap now. Go on.
Okay, should we done that? Horrible, you are.
A serious question.
Shut up.
No, is Rupert Bell's job under threat with that horse racing?
Your job's under threat.
There you go. Here we go. That's unbelievable.
You can go to right now.
It's almost like they're just so scared at the minute.
European places are officially right up for grabs for everybody.
Absolutely. And we've our form of late has gone backwards. There's no getting away from it. The Moises Caicedo's form last 3 or 4 months has dipped. Cole Palmer hasn't been the same player since that injury was out for a while. You know, and then compound that, the Club World Cup obviously will have an impact somewhere, but the players that we've normally relied on have not been to the level that we require, and that is a concern. You cannot get away from it.
Yeah. Spurs had 3 managers since Chelsea last kept a clean sheet in the Premier League.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You know, you can't. You do. It's a bad combo, Jeff.
Yeah,
don't score. Don't can't keep a clean sheet.
It's not ideal, mate, is it? Look, Liam Rossini, he's only been there since January. Yeah. He's going to be reading the headlines. He's going to know he's got to find some results from somewhere. You can't just keep changing your manager, can you?
Well, that trend has continued. Depends what club you're at, but. I don't think that it all have this conversation at the end of the season. We've got Leeds in the FA Cup, right? That's going to be tough. Leeds have it formed right at the right time now. They've got their act together.
He can't afford to lose that, can he?
Well, I mean, no is the simple answer. But getting into Europe, Chelsea have got to have Champions League football. I can't see it. I cannot see it. Leeds right now. If I was a Leeds fan, I'd be going to that game thinking,
correct.
We're playing Chelsea at the right time, and we're playing Leeds at the wrong time.
Yeah.
That's how it feels right now. Big.
Over the years, we've been treated to some amazing exhibition events in sports. Some become iconic, but many fail to live up to the hype. So what are some of the most anticlimactic exhibitions? Technically, it wasn't an exhibition because it ended up being sanctioned as a pro fight, but it basically was. 2024 saw Mike Tyson return to the ring to fight YouTuber Jake Paul. The event, which Paul won, was streamed by 65 million people on Netflix, making it the most streamed sporting event ever at the time. But many complained of buffering and freezing. And as for the fight itself, well, it was considered an entertaining disaster. I mean, it wasn't prime Tyson. He was 58. And after the fight, Paul, who was 27 at the time, said he'd actually gone easy on Tyson towards the end. Now, Mayweather-McGregor in 2017 was a better watch, despite Mayweather going rope-a-dope early on, but it was way too expensive. Pay-per-view was 75 quid. And in the stadium, the cheapest ticket was over 370. Now, this next one you could have watched for free, only because the pay-per-view had streaming issues, so they had to open it out. I'm talking about Tiger versus Phil in 2018, which was nicknamed The Match. Massive names and massive rivals going head-to-head. On paper, it worked. In reality, it didn't. The two players were mic'd up, so we all thought we'll get fascinating insight. We'll be able to hear them insult each other for 18 holes. But what we actually got was more heavy breathing and sniffles. And for two GOATs, the golf itself was bang average. And speaking of GOATs, let's end with Messi and Ronaldo. In 2023, an exhibition between PSG and the Riyadh All-Star 11 saw them share a pitch for possibly the final time. To be fair, it was a goal fest, which PSG won 5-4, and Messi and Ronaldo both scored. But it was obvious they were past their prime. El Clasico, this was not. And with it being in Saudi, there were more sports washing claims. So there you have it. Exhibitions that have let us down. And I didn't even have time to mention the Community Shield.
Welcome back to the last hour drive and talk sport. Me, Andy Goldstein, Win the Dog, and Darren Bent.
And this is the Darren Bent boot room with me, Darren Ambrose.
Yeah.
Jack, you are. You know what?
That's why that got cancelled, everyone.
You know what? You said you.
Well done, Jack.
Jack, you said you were going to do something. You bottled it.
Well done, Jack.
You're better than that.
That's why that show got binned,
you know what?
canned.
He was going to play a clip of you in your podcast then, and he bottled it.
And he knows which side his bread's buttered. Well done, Jack.
Jack, you're better than that.
Good boy, Win. Good boy.
I can't believe that.
Well done, Jack.
Do you know what?
Jack, when I go on to bigger and better things here, you're coming with me, all right?
Do you know what?
Coming with me, Jack.
I've lost all respect for Jack.
All he'll do is carry on with the locker room.
Hey, you was in here, and I'm going to play a little clip at the top. Do you know what? I've lost all respect for him.
I'm going to buy you a coffee tomorrow, Jack. All right? And wherever we'll go shopping, me and you will be
embarrassing
like that scene Pretty Woman.
Even him at the battle game, we'll back you, Jack. We'll back you, Jack. Look at Bottler, isn't he? Bottled it.
That's why I like you, Jack. You're staying. You're going to go to bigger and better things. Well done. It's like that woman who went with Jerry Maguire. You know that? Who's coming with me who took the goldfish? You're the goldfish, Jack. I forget that bit, actually. It's not nice. Still to come, we'll be asking if Liam Senior will still be the Chelsea gaffer next season. But now there is a big game tonight in the Premier League. And, of course, a big game means it's live right here on talkSPORT.
And Mavropanos turns and fires it past the goalkeeper to make it 4-0 to West Ham. A vital win as they pull themselves back from the brink.
Mateta running up to it against Ramsdale, and he hits it into the corner. Ramsdale went the right way. Crystal Palace turn it around.
At the moment, West Ham look the team the most informed without doubt.
That's the big challenge that we have ahead of us, to sustain our levels of performance, which is very hard.
Crystal Palace's European journey continues. The Eagles are soaring.
They're out there enjoying themselves. I think that for morale tells you that they are 100% together.
Yeah, West Ham, they'll be looking to move clear of Spurs tonight, or clearer. When they go to Palace, it's live on talkSPORT. A win for West Ham would leave Tottenham 4 points from safety. Meanwhile, Palace can move above Fulham into 12th place with a win. We'll be looking into that game in more detail a bit later on. Massive, massive game that is. Massive game. Right, let's talk about Chelsea. They were beaten for the 4th time on the bounce on Saturday. They lost at home 1-0 to the mighty Man United. Go on, United. leaving them 7 points outside the top 5. And in those 4 games, they've failed to score a single goal. Their boss, Liam Rosenior, has been speaking to the media today ahead of their game away to Brighton. It's live on talkSPORT tomorrow. What a big game that is. He said he still feels like he has the backing of the club.
100%. They've been supportive of me in our daily conversations. The sporting directors involved, they've been magnificent in their support of me and the team. And we're aligned and we know we need to win games of football in the now. That doesn't go against what we're trying to do, which is give consistent success to this club long term.
I mean, it's just not acceptable for any Chelsea manager to lose 4 straight games on the bounce, right, without scoring.
Yeah, no, it's... I mean, you talk about 4 Premier League games in a bounce, and then there was it Port Vale in between when they smashed them 7, was it? But no, it's bizarre because I put in the tea time takeaways, but we changed it to get some Spurs in there. But like, I think a lot of people now are almost, I won't say deflecting, but they're going after the way that Liam speaks as opposed to the performances on the pitch.
I think that's worth talking about.
No, but listen, I agree with you. But and what kind of brought it to my attention was that, do you remember? Was it Sean Davis? Sean Davis, isn't it? Right. Do you remember he played for Fulham?
Yeah, like he had fair hair.
Yeah, not because there was Simon Davis and there was Sean Davis.
Yeah,
right?
Simon Davis had dark hair.
Right. And I was like, it popped up and there was a podcast that he was on, and I think he would have played with Liam at Fulham. And the first thing he said was, "It's like he swallowed a dictionary. Like, why is he talking like that?"
I've heard a few people.
Yeah,
say
and listen, it's a little bit bizarre, but now that's almost a talking point rather than the performances on the pitch. But you're right. When you're a Chelsea manager, this can't continue. You have to find a way of... I mean, you look at it, getting beat by Newcastle, no goals. Paris Saint-Germain in the second leg, no goals. Everton, no goals. You beat Port Vale, fair enough. Man City, no goals.
Fair enough. Beat Port Vale, fair enough.
Yeah, but 7, I get that. But in Man United, no goals. I mean, to me, I look at this Chelsea team and they look disjointed. Whoever starts for them at the minute, it looks disjointed. I said it when they signed Garnacho. I thought to myself, why? Like, I wasn't a big fan of his at United. Yeah. There were times you were trying to tell me he was better than Saka.
I don't remember that.
No, I do.
You put so many quotes my way that even Joe's questioning that. I don't think I ever said Garnacho was better than Saka. I never said that.
You did.
I didn't, Dee.
But I look at him. I like
said that.
Oh, you did. I like Esteval. Good player. But like Neto.
Even Esteval, right? It wasn't that long ago. It was like, oh, he's going to be the next wow and all that.
Yeah, bit of that.
But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. And I've said it a million times before. And you look right, Bentley, when really good managers go into a club and what happens to the players. So Gerrard didn't do it at Villa. Emery came in. Wow, right? You look at Michael Carrick, great example at Man United, right? Ruben Amorim there, players on their knees, comes in. Wow, right? Gets a tune out of the players. Yeah. If you've got players like Esteval, if you've got players like Garnacho that aren't playing to the best of their ability, in my opinion, the manager's responsible. If Chelsea start winning and you start seeing superstar performance like Joe Linton at Newcastle when Eddie Howe took over, all of a sudden these players play out of their skin. It's because of the manager. And if you've got players that aren't performing, it's because of the manager.
Yeah, but when he first got there, they were. His first game, they beat Charlton 5-1 in the Cup. You go, fair enough.
Yeah, but all of a sudden, over longevity, you start seeing the true colours of a manager.
No, my point is you talk about a lift when someone first comes in, like Unai Emery. But when you look at Liam Rosenior when he first got there, they beat Charlton, fair enough, lost to Arsenal in the Cup. They then beat Brentford, beat Paphos in the Champions League, beat Palace away from home, beat Napoli away from home, then beat West Ham, lost to Arsenal in the return fixture, beat Wolves, drew with Leeds, beat Hull, drew with Burnley, lost to Arsenal again, beat Villa away from home 4-1. So he got off.
I think he's good enough.
No, he got off to a really good start. But recently now, all of a sudden, for whatever reason, since that Wrexham game, right?
Do you think he's good enough?
I mean, I always think Chelsea, for the size of the club, that's going to be hard. I always feel for clubs like that. Because I think he's a good manager, but maybe he's at the wrong club, right?
So he's not good enough for Chelsea?
Potentially not. But then I look at Ruben Amorim at Man United. I think Ruben Amorim's a good manager, but Man United was too big for him. And he struggled, right?
Yeah, but at Man United, he wasn't good enough.
Yeah, because Man United's a huge club.
Yeah, but I don't think Liam Rosenior's good enough for Chelsea.
Yeah, because they're, again, another huge club. If Liam was at where the expectation was maybe a little bit less...
Bournemouth.
I think he'd be doing a really good job. But because you're... And it's not a fault of his, but when you are a Chelsea manager, you're going to be judged like previous Chelsea managers, and rightly so. So you're going to be judged up against Enzo Maresca, who won 2 trophies, was it? The Conference League and the Club World Cup, right? Before Maresca was Pochettino. He did it right towards the end. But then before Pochettino was Thomas Tuchel.
You got Potter in there somewhere.
Potter's in there. Do you know what I mean? So, and again, Potter didn't work.
Yeah.
So I think if Liam was at maybe a lesser club, he'd be being judged a lot differently than he is now. But as you said there's no excuse for that. When you go and lose 5 games on a bounce in the Premier League, we've seen Chelsea managers, I know it was under that old regime, get sacked for that.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, Ancelotti done double, got sacked for it.
Sacked.
I just feel, as I always do with football fans, and I've said it a million times with West Ham fans, Spurs fans, treated so badly by their owners. I think Chelsea fans suffer. The owners, like that Egg Barley and Todd Bowley, they're clueless, utterly clueless when it comes to how to run a football club, irrelevant of the financial attachment that comes with it. And I know everyone listening to this that's on the boardroom side will go, hold on, that's more important, right? Financially, we've got to... Of course it is. But when you own a football club, it's not like owning any other business.
No.
Because you've got the responsibility of the paying fan. And you don't... If you buy Apple, if you buy whatever company, right? Dulux Paint or whatever, there aren't fans of Dulux Paint or Apple, well, there are of Apple, but you know what I mean? They're like in uproar if you make a wrong decision from week to week.
Yeah.
Football club's totally different. And the owners have no understand. Like, here's the thing. If Todd Bowley and Egg Barley, right, and the rest of the Chelsea board, if they make £100 million a year for the next 10 years, or 150 or 200, and no trophies, that's success for them. It ain't for Chelsea.
No.
And that's the difference.
But that's the thing for Chelsea as well. I get it with the Liam Rossini, and you talk about is he good enough to manage Chelsea, right? But at the same time, you have to look at the recruitment as well, because you put Liam in charge, fair enough. You ever think he's good enough or not? But then you can't go back. I went back to the signings: Garnacho, Gittins from Dortmund,
appalling.
Hato. I like João Pedro, but I don't think he wins you the league, right? These players,
good player. Pedro's good.
Yeah,
player.
but again, you sign these players. You're not saying for me that doesn't say to the Chelsea fans that, listen, I think we're going to win the league this year. Here's what I'm giving you. There was a time Chelsea was signing players, and again, I know it was under that old regime. I mean, one of the first decisions this new regime made was sacking Thomas Tuchel, which is nuts, right? But
that was nuts.
But before that, Chelsea would sign players, and every single time they signed a player, everyone would go, "Oh my goodness!" Like, if it's Diego Costa coming in, you go, "Oh my goodness, wow!" Yeah. But now all of a sudden, I get it. Their motto is to sign younger players and then sell them at a profit. You're not winning the league doing that.
You're not winning anything doing that.
No, you're not winning the league doing that.
But that's what I'm saying. The owners care about making money. The fans want trophies.
Well, again, those whispers, weren't there? That apparently they're going to change that model, and I think they have to. If Chelsea want,
I don't know if that's true. I think that is just to put the fire out a little bit.
Well, Chelsea currently right now are 6th, right? 6th in the table. They are now on the same points as Brentford, Bournemouth, Brighton are 1 point behind them, and so are Everton. And Sunderland are 2 points behind them. If results went against them, they could find themselves 11th.
Yeah.
Now, for Chelsea, that is not good enough.
I would say Chelsea are as far away from winning the Premier League than any other time in their history from before Abramovich took over.
Which was another thing that's mad. I looked at the table just now. So how many games are there? 5.
Yeah.
Chelsea got 48 points. That's it.
Yeah, that's insane.
48 points, Chelsea.
Yeah.
That's not good enough for that football club.
Do you think he'll be there next season, at the beginning, Liam Rossini?
I mean, if they fall out the Champions League and Europe altogether, no. If he somehow manages to finish inside because I don't think they're finishing the Champions League spots now, because they're on 48.
Yeah, I agree.
Liverpool are 5th on 55, 7 points.
Yes, Liverpool aren't going to let that slip.
No.
I agree with you.
So,
Chelsea fans, we'll take your calls. Will Liam Rossini be at Chelsea next season? Is it his fault? Is it the owner's fault? Is it the players' fault?
I think it's both. Well, players deserve some.
Yeah,
they have to.
They've all got a little bit. Go on, split into 3 for me, percentage terms. Owners, manager, players.
I'd go, oh my goodness, well, percentage-wise, I'd go
owners 50%, manager 35%.
Oh, no, the players...
30 and players 20.
No, players have always got to take a large chunk.
Go on, you put it...
I'd put players top.
Would you?
Yeah. And then I'd go owners. No, do you know what? I'd go owners.
What percent?
Because of recruitment.
What percent?
60%.
60% owners.
I'd go...
I hope you get this up to 100.
No, I've only got 40% left.
Yeah.
I'm going to go...
Yeah, go on.
I'm going to go...
So you got the players next?
Yep. I'm going to go players.
This shouldn't be this difficult.
25%.
Yeah.
And the rest...
What's the rest?
The rest...
What is that?
Is the manager. The rest.
What is that?
The rest.
Only 15% down to the manager?
Yep. Because these players...
Only 15% of where Chelsea are is Liam Rossini's fault?
Yep.
Okay.
Because he was handed these players.
Okay. But he picks the formation, the tactics, the subs, but only 15%.
Yep. Yeah, he picks the players in the sub, but there's only a select pool you can pick from.
Yeah. Okay. Chelsea fans, you can put those 3: owners, manager, players.
You've got good maths.
03 He's 100. 03717223344. Owners, manager, players.
Everton, they've won just one of their last 15 Premier League home games against Liverpool. At the weekend there, they couldn't do it. They looked like it would be a point apiece at the end of it. Then Virgil van Dijk stepped up, and that was that. Liverpool won in the first Merseyside derby to be played at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. What are we talking about here, Martin? New home, new owners, but same old Merseyside gap.
Not really. I thought that if they'd have won that game, Jim, they'd have been right on the tails of Liverpool this weekend. So that, David Moyes has done special things there, I felt. And without not the biggest of budgets, the constraints of the stadium and financial fair play and all the rest of it and the problems that they've come through, I think they're pretty pleased that they got Moyes back in the position. But to lose like that in the dying seconds of the game would have hurt them. But they're not far away, Jim, from making that next step, just looking at the league table. Trying to get it up on my pad here, but look, they're 37 points.
Yeah,
going into the game, I know they're on 55 now, but they could have closed that gap considerably, and Moyes would have been thinking, we want Europe. It could be Champions League, it could be Europa League. It's looking more like Europa League, but I think that's pretty decent when you consider what the club has been through. That changing from one ground to another, there's some difficulties. I think it wasn't until Burnley that they started to win at home, but away from home he's been quite magnificent. His record's really good.
I mean, they're in the pack, Simon, chasing Chelsea.
Yeah, I mean, David's done what David does. He is a good manager. I think only a few times in his career, I don't think he was ever given a shake at Man United. I think everyone thought that was a poison chalice straight after Ferguson. I think the only two instances where David's really fallen foul of things was probably Sociedad and Sunderland.
Drive on talkSPORT, me Andy Goldstein, the superstar, the legend, 100 Club member, Hall of Famer. Blimey, you've done a lot. Darren Bent is here in partnership with Giacomo, Styler Brands for every man. Still to come, we'll be joined by the The Magnet, the Smurf, Danny Murphy live from Selhurst Park, ahead of Palace against West Ham. It's live on talkSPORT. I really can't wait for that. I think it's going to be a fascinating game.
Yeah. I mean, Palace all of a sudden have got their mojo back.
Yeah. Like, do they need this game? I know West Ham do. Just quickly, Ibrahim Konate has said that he's close to an agreement to stay at Liverpool beyond the summer, and Marco Rose has agreed to take over as Bournemouth manager on a 3-year deal when Andoni Iraola leaves at the end of the season. Right, let's take calls from Chelsea fans. One of the questions asked was who should have, or what share of the blame? Where's the blame lie at Chelsea if you've got owners, manager, and the players? Let's speak to Jake. He's a Chelsea fan. Hello, Jake.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm great, man. How are you today? You all right? You well?
Yeah, not too bad at all, thanks. I appreciate you having me on.
It's our pleasure.
Yeah, big listener of the show. The only I called because I was part of the group, not a Project CFC, that set up the protest before the United game.
Okay.
So I thought it'd be a good opportunity to jump on and have a quick chat with you guys.
Off you go.
Look, I think the blame predominantly lays at the owners' door, right? I think they came in with a vision of revolutionising football, by putting players on long contracts, buying young players, and ultimately they hired people in positions to lead a sporting project that weren't necessarily at the adequate level to execute the strategy. Those being Paul Winstanley, Lawrence Stewart, Joe Shields, Sam Jewell, for example. They kind of raided Brighton. And, the recruitment has been absolutely shambolic. They've got a really rigid and structured way of compensating the players, which isn't necessarily allowing us to compete against the likes of Liverpool, Arsenal or City for, the big players in the league or internationally. And that's really left us with an inexperienced squad, a squad with not much identity, not much know-how. And there's no wonder we're in the position we're in. I think a lot of the blame needs to lay at the sporting director's door as well, right? We've brought in managers that just aren't at an adequate level. Everyone is learning on the job. We're going to sink even further down. What we're seeing with Tottenham at the moment, that is something that could easily happen if they do not change direction or change course.
You honestly think so? You think Chelsea could go down in the next 5 years if things don't change?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I think we're seeing it at the moment. I think there's, that we're just not at that level, and there's so much toxicity around the club. There's no connection between the fans and the players on the pitch, the management, the owners. It is so disconnected and fragmented. The protest on Saturday, we had one before the Brentford game, and it wasn't the most structured or policed protest. It kind of descended into a little bit of chaos at times. This one was a lot more structured and we executed it properly. And there was a significant amount of fans there, all under the one clear message of Blue Co out. And that's going to continue. We're not going to sort of sit back and, just go under a rock because we had a good protest on Saturday. We're going to continue holding the club to account because they don't hold themselves account. I heard a quote the other week from one of the journalists that they love to brief constantly in the media that they... at an elite club like Chelsea, the sporting directors that believe that, the transfer strategy, there's always going to be inevitable wastage. I don't know in what industry spending over £1 billion on, any products, any transfers in football is going to be deemed as inevitable wastage. Someone's got to be held account for that, and no one other than the manager gets held account.
Jake,
let's be. Yeah,
Jake, sorry, you've been. I could chat to you for hours. You obviously know your stuff, but I've got other Chelsea fans holding on. But I didn't want to be rude to you because you've been a great call. I really appreciate your time, and everything you said, I think all Chelsea fans will agree with.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks for the time.
Thanks, Jake.
And always happy to come on at any point.
Okay, thank you for that, Jake. I didn't want to be rude there. I mean, he was great to listen to, but other people have phoned up. Billy's a Chelsea fan. Hi, Billy.
How you doing, lads?
I'm
You
good,
all right?
man. I'm good. The last Chelsea man, he was fantastic. I'm guessing everything he said is what people like yourself and other Chelsea fans agree with, right?
100%. If Jake could take this call rather than me, I think I'd rather listen to Jake than myself ramble.
Yeah.
But no, he was spot on, mate. He was absolutely spot on. And I'm looking at our next fixtures now. We've got Brighton obviously tomorrow, Leeds at Wembley. Then we've got Forest, Liverpool, Spurs, Sunderland. Yeah, it hurts me to say this, but I can't see a point come from any of them games.
Wow.
Do you know what? Jake obviously was on earlier and he's talking about the Blueco model and how everyone wants them out. Would that opinion change on them if all of a sudden they changed their model and went back to the Chelsea that we know, which was buy the best players, however much they cost, and really start competing again? Do you think the noise would damper down if they start to do that?
I think so, Benty. No, I think at the moment, I think it's run like a business, and I don't think they care about the fans and what they think. I think to them, it's all about the money and the business.
Wow.
I hope I'm wrong, but to me, no.
I agree with you. I said to Benny, I don't know if you heard that. If over the next 10 years your club made £200 million and didn't win a trophy, I think your owners would consider that a huge success.
100%.
Yeah. That's sad. 100%. It's sad. Thanks for your call. That's just where football is. It's very rare you're going to get a Roman Abramovich come in and just think, here's all my money.
Yeah.
Go and get me some trophies. It doesn't happen anymore, does it?
Of course it doesn't.
There's reasons for that. Still to come, we'll be joined by the Smurf Danny Murphy live from Selhurst Park ahead of Palace against West Ham. It's live on talkSPORT. Big game there. First, a bit of no Googling. Last one of the day. Who holds the record for scoring the latest ever goal in the Premier League game? That's a great one.
Wow.
I'll give you a clue. It came in the 103rd minute of normal time plus added on time.
Wow.
Who scored that goal in the 103rd minute? The answer to that, I'll give you a clue. It includes, the match includes one of the teams playing tonight. The answer to that and more, and team news, by the way, team news ahead of tonight's game, coming up live and drive and talkSPORT after this.
What about Forest? Last four of a European competition, and they moved 5 points clear of the drop zone with that come-from-behind win against Burnley. But, of course, all the headlines are Morgan Gibbs-White. Now, look, he wasn't included in the 35-man squad for the last two England internationals. Yeah. There's been a bit of a clamour for him to be given a chance. Is it too late for him?
No, not at all. And a number of reasons. If he keeps continuing that form, but I mean, his hat-trick was excellent, particularly goals 2 and 3. I thought the header was superb. I thought the finish for number 2, the volley at the back post, was excellent as well, and a good finish for the first one. So it's a brilliant hat-trick. How many times have we said it, Jeff? Those two games, that 35-man squad ended up a good squad to miss, right?
Yeah.
It really did, because the games, and there was nothing in any of the games where you'd think, oh, he's done himself a lot of good. He's done himself, you know what I mean? Because in terms of the final squad for the Americas, I looked at it, I think there's 3 or 4 players actually in the squad have done themselves more damage than good. So, in answer to your question, Gibbs-White, no, I genuinely don't think it is too late. And I understand the clamour, not just from some of the Forest fans, for him to be in that squad.
Do you think he will be?
If I was going to be brutally honest, I don't think he will be, Jeff. No, I don't. But I can understand the case for him to be in it. And the only thing he can do is what he's doing right now. Scoring goals, play well and keep Forest in the top flight. And then you give Thomas Tuchel a real... That's all you can do, a real dilemma, or pose him a problem, or ask him a question.
As if it wasn't big enough for West Ham already, one of their old bosses has warned a weekend watching their relegation rivals pick up points has made the trip to Palace ever harder.
So that puts a massive extra pressure on West Ham tonight, and whether they can deal with it or not, or whether they react to it in a more positive ways, only the manager will find out in the first 10 minutes.
Monday Night Lights in the season, not something Sam Allardyce ever enjoyed, it seems. You can hear if West Ham move 4 points clear of Spurs live and exclusively on talkSPORT tonight, with Mikel Arteta saying he's more convinced than ever that Arsenal will win the league. Martin Keown told us he agrees. The performance at the Etihad was encouraging, not discouraging, according to the ex-Invincible. But are the fans causing an issue that might impact the belief in the dressing room?
All the noise that's been around Arsenal, that they wouldn't be human if they've not been affected, but they can't allow that. They just shut it all out and just keep going. You look at Newcastle, you have to beat Newcastle, and that's it.
João Pedro might be back for Chelsea when they face Brighton tomorrow, live on talkSPORT. He missed the Man United loss with a thigh problem, but Esteban, who went off on Saturday night with a hamstring, misses the trip to the South Coast. Elsewhere, talkSPORT understands Chelsea are ready to sell Alejandro Garnacho this summer, just one season after signing him. And Ibrahima Konate says he's close to signing a new deal at Liverpool and insists it's the only thing he's ever wanted. There's more at talksport.com.
talkSPORT, it's me, Andy Goldstein. Darren Bent is alongside me. Before the break, I asked the question, who scored the latest ever goal in Premier League history? 103 minutes.
Who was it?
Sheffield United player, bit of a ledge. Ollie McBurney. 2024, 2 years ago.
Against?
West Ham.
Nice.
Follow us at 7, Adrian Durham, the GOAT, hosts live coverage of Palace against West Ham. We can look ahead to that game now in more details. We're joined by former Liverpool midfielder, golf bandit, and your co-commentator tonight. It's Daniel Murphy joins us. Danny?
Good evening, boys. Been a while. Pleasure as always.
How are you, sunshine? Are you well?
I'm all right, yeah. A little bit tired. Didn't match the day last night, so got back down south early hours.
We get it. Why are you tired? Counting all your millions? Wait, Smurf, let me ask you. Before
I've been divorced.
Were you counting all her millions? Before we talk about tonight's game, I just want to ask you a quick question regarding golf. Now, I tried that thing where you put the your towel under both your arms when you're swinging a golf club.
Yeah.
I couldn't swing for toffee. Why is that? I mean, it's impossible.
Well, you should be really. It's only one of them is easier unless you're a high-quality scratch golfer. Yeah.
Only one armpit, you mean?
Right armpit.
Oh,
yeah.
right, okay. Yeah, it was impossible.
Yeah,
with
your left's hard unless you've got real, experience and technique, which obviously you haven't.
I really don't. I'm at such the other end of that scale. I'm not even on that scale, actually.
Where are you at now? What's the old handicap looking like?
It's 19. It's 19.
By your reaction, me knowing you, that's not a good thing.
No, it's not a good thing.
Well, put it this way. My 16-year-old started playing last summer and he's at 17.
Oh, my Andy, you're better.
But he's young. His brain's like a sponge. It soaks it all up, right?
Yeah, true.
But get this, Murph. Wednesday, the very nice people at Mizuno fitted me up for some clubs, and I got a lab putter on the way. How about that?
Lovely. Although the Mizuno putters are lovely as well.
Oh, okay. I'll speak to my friend.
Yeah, have a look at their putters. Yeah, the lab ones are a bit. Not sure you'll get on with them. You need feel for the you need feel for the lad putters.
We need to play, Smurf, you and I. We need to do that this summer. Let's definitely do that.
Well, now the sun's out, we can get out early or late, can't we?
I'd love to do that.
Well, early's better for you, isn't it?
Yeah, but, you know, I'd love to.
Beaverbrook?
Are you a member of Beaverbrook?
I'm not, no. It's 250 grand.
Yeah, well, you weren't that yesterday, didn't you? Right, big game this for so many reasons. Well, for two reasons. One of them's West Ham, one of them's Spurs. How much trouble are Tottenham in if West Ham come away tonight with 3 points?
Well, a lot more trouble than you'd expect them to be, of course. I think it would be a huge ask for Tottenham to then go and win, 3 games out the last 5. They have got some fixtures you'd expect. I mean, the Wolves one is going to be massive for them. But if West Ham win, I mean, I've been down the bottom. I had one season, my first season at Fulham, when we were in the bottom 3. And when the gap is more than 1 win, you don't half feel deflated.
Yeah, I bet.
You feel like, oh my God, we've got to win 2. And when your confidence is low and the luck's going against you, you feel like that's impossible. But we've seen it many times. I wouldn't write Tottenham off just yet, because that performance at the weekend was actually pretty good. The best they've played in a while.
Yeah, I agree.
But I do think if you look at West Ham's last 6-8 games, their level of performance has been pretty consistent. So if I did have a bet, if I was betting, I'd say Tottenham are the favourites to go.
So again, it's a huge game. Andy spoke about West Ham there, and apparently, obviously, playing Palace tonight. But Palace have turned a bit of a corner. So maybe a couple of months ago, West Ham might have looked at this fixture and thought, you know what, there's a chance here. But all of a sudden, Mateta scoring goals again. Obviously, Wharton, we know how good he's playing. Muniz is back. It's not going to be an easy game for West Ham at all.
No, but he did let them out after the game, didn't he, on Thursday? So it depends how mad they went. You know what it's like, Benny, when you've had a good, massive result, and then the next game, although it's a Prem game and you want to play well, if you've been out and you've had a nice little celebration, it can go one or two ways.
Yeah.
You're 20 minutes in and you haven't found your legs and you're 1-0 down chasing shadows, or you play free and you don't really care. I think if West Ham are at it from the start, they might catch Palace on the hop, because it's a big deal playing in Europe and getting through, and then the manager being a bit old school and saying, go on, you've done well, boys, get yourself out, have a few beverages. We don't know how mad they went, and probably these days players don't go as mad as we once did, but saw a few videos, so maybe the start of the game, West Ham could have I think West Ham will know that they might start a bit leggy.
Well, on the back of that, then, if you're a Palace player, right, even subconsciously, Smurf, if you're a Palace player on the back of that wonderful week last week, and you've got a game in the Premier League where you think, right, I don't really want to get injured because we've got a big cup competition, big cup run going on, and also we're safe in the Premier League, even if it's subconsciously, are you giving it all in this game tonight, Dan?
Well, we had it at Fulham, Andy, when we got to the final Europa League. So we were playing games, and he did make changes sometimes, 4 or 5 or whatever. But no, you think you're doing the right things. You think you're doing the professional preparation, and you're dealing with or preparing in the same way. But no, you're right. You don't quite play with that same intensity, especially if you think next week we've got the semi-final or the quarter-final, wherever you're at in that competition. You do. It's in the back of your mind. So, but what I said to Benny just then is true as well. Sometimes when you're that relaxed, everything you do comes off. You just play free. So it can go the other way. But more often than not, we lost a good few games against teams we shouldn't have when we were in the Europa League run, because you could tell the lads were a little bit off it. And I wouldn't be surprised if West Ham do them tonight because of that.
Do you think that could be the case then, Murph, when Tottenham play Wolves next? Because Wolves have obviously gone down. They've got nothing to play for. But as you said there, it's a little bit like, on Fridays when you play against a team that weren't playing, ultimately the team that started used to get bopped, didn't they? Because the other team played with that freedom. Do you think that might be the case when Tottenham play Wolves?
There's a possibility, but I just think the need for Tottenham is so great that it'll override that. And Wolves, to be fair, although they had a little bounce, if you like, and got some decent results against Arsenal, Villa, whatever it was. The last couple of weeks they've been battered, haven't they? Yeah. So there's a chance, guys. You just hit the nail on the head. Those Fridays was unbelievable, wasn't it? How all the lads who weren't playing played like Messi. Honestly, it's unbelievable. So we'll have to wait and see. But no, I think, well, if it's simple as this, isn't it? If Tottenham lose to Wolves, they're done.
Yeah.
I think if they lose to Wolves, they're done.
Smurf, I'll get your prediction for tonight's game in just a sec, but we caught up with Aid earlier on. We were having a chat with him. Let me ask you this question, because we were talking to Aid about this. Let me ask you this question. Spurs have got one of the best, if not one of the best stadiums in world football, right? They're also considered part of the Big Six, although some people will argue that, but they are, right? Until maybe they go down. But currently, we talk Big Six, we talk about Tottenham. If they go down, is that a bigger story than Leicester winning the Prem?
No.
It's not. Leicester winning it's bigger.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Because any good... A team can have really good players and individuals. Remember West Ham years ago with all those great players when they went down. Because they just take their foot off it, or they lose confidence, or the injuries, whatever. Leicester doing what they did against the might of all the teams around them with a very small squad and players who most of us didn't know much about. I don't think we'll ever see a shock like that again.
Okay. Talk to shocks. What's going to happen tonight? It's live on talkSPORT. West Ham, they go away to Selhurst Park against Crystal Palace. Smurfy?
I think West Ham win. I think West Ham beat them, maybe by the odd goal, but I think they'll beat them. I don't see... The need for West Ham so great, and as I said before, that taking your foot off the gas for Palace after a night out on the Raz.
Yeah.
I don't know. Call me old school, but I think...
They've got 10 days before they're in their semi-final, Palace.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about the wait for the next one. I'm talking about
the last one.
How late... Yeah.
Okay. All right. Smurfy, enjoy the game. Thanks so much for coming on. We love you. Let's play golf sooner rather than later.
Love to, mate. Cheers, boys. Have a good evening. Take care. Bye-bye.
He's one of the best, isn't he?
No, I think he's the best.
Yeah,
in terms of punditry, I think he's the best.
Yeah, well, it's quite bizarre. Hopefully he's gone, so I don't want to blow smoke up his backside. But when I watch him on Match of the Day, when he talks, I just know everything he says is bang on the money. Like you learn from him. He's that great, right?
Absolutely.
He's that great.
Great to play with as well.
Yeah, I know you love him. Is he the best player you've ever played with that finds you? Him and Ambrose, right?
Yeah, them two. Yeah, by some distance.
Have you ever played with them two in the team? You wouldn't have done, would you?
In the same team?
Yeah.
Yeah, Charlton. I had both.
Did you?
Yeah, man. Like Christmas, them two. Both.
So where are they playing?
So Ambrose played wide, Smurf
wide
in the middle.
what? Left?
Wide left.
Yeah.
And Smurf through the middle.
Who'd you have on the right at Charlton?
Romadal. I swear to honestly, fastest thing I've ever seen in my life.
How many goals did you get in that season with them two there?
22.
Wow.
Honestly, Romadal.
Yeah.
In terms of pace, and he used to have his technique when he'd run where he didn't look like he was running, but then the amount of times he did a bad touch and it'd flick over the defender's head, he'd be off, mate. He's the fastest player I've ever played with and seen. You're not catching him.
That's not, and that was part of your midfield supplying the bullets.
Yeah, Ambrose left. Ambrose left with Jerome Thomas a little bit. Ambrose, Murphy, and again it changed. Matty Holland in the centre of the park. Brian Hughes sometimes as well. Alexis Smertin, remember him? Good player.
Where did he go after that?
He was at Chelsea for a bit.
Yeah, I do remember.
Yeah,
that.
Smertin. He was,
was it before? Chelsea was before. Yeah.
And he had Romadal on the right hand side as well. Good team we had.
Right, time now for this.
Get the nod on talkSPORT with Giacomo. Style and brands for every man.
Yeah, time now to look back at the Premier League and who we think deserves more recognition with Giacomo. This could be someone who didn't win man of the match, but we think deserves a special shout-out for their performance over the weekend.
Yep.
D, do you want to go first or second?
I'll go first.
Okay, off you go.
Pascal Gross. Oh, my goodness gracious me.
Yeah.
His performance and his range of passing. Like, I knew he was a good player, and when he went back to Brighton, I thought, good signing. But he just dictates everything they do. He's never phased. He sits on the ball when he's supposed to. He's got the range of passing with both feet. He can see a pass. He can score a goal. He can create. He's not the quickest, not the most mobile, but with the football at his feet, he is some player, by the way. And I mean some player. So the fact he's gone back to Brighton, they must absolutely love him there because he is top.
I agree. I've gone for Kobbie Mainoo for so many reasons. Well, hold on. Yesterday he was above and beyond. Bruno got all the plaudits, rightly so, but he was just fantastic. And he was brilliant. He started for England not too long ago, and then of course fell out of favour with Ruben Amorim. And there were talks and possibilities he was going to leave the club, wouldn't sign a new deal. He stayed, he stuck it out. A lot is down to me wearing that jumper, free Kobbie. That probably helped him out. But the manager went, he stayed, he's signing a new deal. I think he looks fantastic. For me, he's a shoo-in without a doubt for the squad for the World Cup. And
so all the players you're going to pick, you went Kobbie?
I thought he was brilliant. Did you see the game yesterday?
Yeah, did you?
It was amazing.
No, but other better performances than that.
Go on, name one.
Well, do you know?
Hold on. It's not about better performances.
No, but
it's about players that go unnoticed. And he went unnoticed because Bruno was so good in that game.
Yeah, okay, again, I could have gone, listen.
You've had your go.
Thoughts and prayers go out to his family. Elliot Anderson.
No, you make me feel bad.
Yeah,
Why didn't you pick him?
No, because I had Pascal Gross, but you, obviously, Gibbs White was the main man.
I picked Gibbs White
Yes,
already.
so then you don't pick the man of the match, you pick the next one.
Well,
it's up to you.
Can I change it, Joe? I feel terrible now. You can't believe you.
No, do you know what I mean?
It's a joint effort for me.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
I mean, do you know what I mean? That means for him to come back and play in that game.
I don't know how he did that.
That is some go in that.
Yeah.
I think the way the Nottingham Forest players and the club that have dealt with that situation has been absolutely incredible.
Can I ask, right? It's one of, if not the most horrific thing. It's probably the most horrific thing you can have is a death in your family, right?
Yeah.
It's absolutely awful. When you cross that white line, right? Do you forget that? Not forget it, but is it a way of getting escapism? Because it's mental, it's so tough, it's so draining.
Certain things in your life you can. Listen, I've not experienced it in terms of that close, like obviously his mother. So I don't think you can forget that situation.
Not forget, but do you know what I mean? It's like you need 90 minutes of.
I don't think you can put it to the back of your mind in that scenario.
No.
But other.
I just don't know how he did it. That's what I mean.
Other situations in your life, it was almost like escape. Like I need to breathe away from this.
Okay.
But fair play to him. But
I don't know how he did it. Okay, I'm going to change it.
I love the way. Was it at the weekend? Was it Gibbs White scored a goal and he's the shirt he held up, family first. Like honestly, I thought the way they handled that is absolutely incredible.
Yeah. I've changed it. You happy?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. And that was all thanks to our wonderful friends at Giacomo.
Get the nod on talkSPORT with Giacomo. Get fresh looks and great brands from Giacomo.
Team news ahead of a huge night at Selhurst Park when we come back. And hands up, who wants to know what Billy got up to at the weekend? Hold on, let me count them. Yeah, no one.
So what's going on at Newcastle United? Newcastle made it 3 defeats in a row, 8 losses in the last 11. They were beaten 2-1 at home to Bournemouth. And yet going into this game, Eddie Howe was more or less pretty upbeat, as you'd expect.
In terms of my fire is burning very, very strongly. That's no guarantee, obviously, from my side, what's going to happen in the future, because, as I've said, the forces that move in football clubs, they move quickly. But my fire is there. There's loads of wood stacked up, and I'm ready to put it on it.
That was before the game against Bournemouth, a game they lost by 2-1 at home. Eddie spoke to the written media post-match. This was a reporter engaging with Eddie regards what he feels he is, or maybe not, getting out of the players. Now, before he answers, it's the all-important pause that comes from Eddie.
You spoke yesterday about your fight being as strong as ever. Do the players have the same fire inside them still?
Yeah, I mean, I'm hesitating because I'm speaking on behalf of other people, and that's very difficult to do. I believe they do, and as I say, from what I see in the training ground, I don't see any sense of poor attitude or poor commitment to their work. I see a group of players that are always giving their all. I don't see an issue in that, and if I did, I would say so, or I would say behind the scenes and make the following adjustments. Of course, we all need to give more. The players need to give more. I need to give more to turn the results around.
Live on talkSPORT. It's me, Andy Goldstein Bent is here. Of course he is. The superstar that is in partnership with Giacomo. Get fresh looks and great brands from Giacomo. Now, follow us at 7 to go. Adrian Domo's live coverage of a big old game between Palace and West Ham. Team news is in. Sam McAfee has all the details. Sam, good evening to you.
Very good evening to you, boys. Thank you very much for joining us here at Selhurst Park on what is a chilly-ish night, but a massive night in the Premier League for West Ham United, for Tottenham, and for Crystal Palace, who can, if they are effective in dispatching West Ham United, get themselves up into within 3 points of 6th position. Don't think we should ignore that this evening either. As far as the team news is concerned, there are 4 changes for Crystal Palace from defeat in Florence. The good news, Lacroix is fit and starts. The bad news, Wharton is not and isn't in the squad. So Henderson is the goalkeeper. The back 3, Chris Richards, Lacroix and Camvo. Munoz and Mitchell, the 2 wing-backs. Hughes and Lerma come into midfield. Johnson and Pino play behind Strand Larsen in attack. As far as the away side West Ham United are concerned, well, we last saw them in their 4-0 victory over Wolverhampton Wanderers. Weren't so great first half, much better in the second, and they are unchanged tonight from that victory. Hermansen is the goalkeeper. Walker-Peters plays at right back again. Mavropanos, who scored 2 goals that night, is alongside Disasi, and Diouf makes up the back 4. It's Bowen, Fernandes, Soucek and Somerville across the middle, with Pablo Felipe behind Tati Castellanos in attack.
Good work, Sam. Live commentary of that game on talkSPORT Boys on the Sports Bar. From about 10:15 tonight after the final whistle. Guess who's in the studio, everyone? He's very shy.
He looks like he's 10.
9 at best.
His mom should pick him up.
She's going to be here later. Now, one more Billy's in the studio.
Hello.
Tell everyone about your weekend. No, okay. Right. Although you did have a haircut. Although it looks like you walked into a butcher's. What are we doing?
A butcher's, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think Bentley looks clever with his glasses?
I thought they were fake at first, but no, I like them. Look smart.
Why do you think Bentley always wears snide gear? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, I like them. Smart.
Yeah. Said no one.
Yeah.
What are we doing then, William?
Bournemouth have announced Marco Rosa. Rosa.
Yeah.
That's their new
no
gaffer.
one really knows. It takes about 3 months before people get that right.
Yeah. So roses, as you know, are tins of chocolate that you might get at Christmas.
I thought they were flowers that you get out of the ground, but
Or that. So the quiz is about kind of like chocolate and stuff.
Stuff. It's about stuff.
And flowers.
And
stuff.
Maybe a flower.
As long as it's about stuff, that's good.
Yeah, Andy, do you want to go first?
I'd love to, yeah.
Phil.
What's the world record time for eating a Terry's chocolate orange?
It's unbelievable. I reckon I could do one in under... I reckon it's going to be under 10 seconds. Go on, what you got?
Way.
Yeah, it is. What you got?
9 seconds. 1 minute, 16 seconds.
9.
2 minutes, 4 seconds.
9. There's some horrific people out there.
You go 9 seconds.
Yeah.
It's 1 minute, 16 seconds.
Idiot.
Why don't it be 16? That's beatable. We'll do it on tomorrow's show.
I'll bring it for tomorrow.
A whole orange, Terry's chocolate orange.
Yeah.
Okay.
Billy, never question me ever again on national radio.
Right. Benny, how much does the UK...
Ow? What's happened to your voice? You got all common, have you? How much, Benny? How much?
The average UK citizen spends how much on chocolate per year?
That's a great question.
75 quid, 150 quid, 300 quid.
I'm going to say 75 quid.
I think it's free. It's at least a tenner a week. That's 500 quid.
Only 75 quid?
Thanks, I got it right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. 1-0.
What? How much is it? £1.50 a week?
Yeah. Benny spends that for sweets for a show.
Oh, Jack.
Well ad-libbed.
I'm sorry.
Well ad-libbed. That's brilliant. That's like off the cuff.
Airing my business as well. Just like,
yeah, what are you saying? Like, chocoholic?
Andy.
Yeah, Jack, you've lost all my patience with you. Just, you know what I mean?
Well done, Jack.
Marco Polo was a famous explorer.
Yeah, he made the T-shirts, didn't he?
Yeah. Polo mints have holes in them.
Yeah.
Give me 5 more things that have holes.
Joe.
A hole?
I'm a part of this.
A hole?
Hole?
Hole's got a hole in it.
Does
You
it?
dig a hole, it's got a hole in it.
The ground's got a hole in it.
Okay, ground.
Don't give it to him.
Pair of tights.
Yeah.
Pair of socks.
No, not all socks have got holes in
How
them.
do you get your feet in them?
In the hole. Correct.
There you go. Pair of trousers, T-shirt, jumper.
Yeah, rubber ring I had.
Okay.
Rubber ring, yeah.
All right.
Benty, when...
Of a chat for you today. It's about boots.
Hey, Jack, you're what you are. You're a bag. That's what you are.
No,
Bag.
I tell you what, you're promoted, Jack. Well done.
Benty, when did chocolate start?
Great question. When did chocolate start?
Oh.
Amazing.
500 years ago, 2,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago.
500.
It's got to be the big one, 5,000.
5,000 years ago, they started
nice.
chocolate.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Do you know how? They found a whole nut on the floor.
I'm ready.
Do you want one more?
Yeah, I love one.
Closest wins.
All right.
How many calories?
What's the matter?
Why is he playing music? Yeah.
It's Seal, because we're leaving in a minute.
How many calories would be in a bar of dairy milk the size of Alex Crook?
That's an amazing question. That is an amazing question.
8,500 calories.
No, much more than that.
Crook ain't that big.
30,000.
4.5 million, apparently.
Jesus Christ.
You know what? He looks like he's had every single one of them. Billy, get out of the studio. Don't come back till tomorrow. Me and Dee will do the same, actually, but you're not going anywhere.
Jack won't be coming back, though.
You'll stay. Jack, I've told you, I've promoted you. Teas and coffees you're in charge of now. Stay with talkSPORT Live commentary of a big game from Selhurst Park. It's Crystal Palace against West Ham. Boys at 10:15ish. We'll be taking your calls on the Sports Bar. Have a lovely evening. Be safe, everyone. Be safe.
Of course, you've been working hard for once, and have worked out how many points City and Arsenal will
I've got it all
finish on.
sorted. Just to clarify, put everybody's mind at rest. City next game, Burnley 3 points, Everton away a point, beg your pardon, Brentford home 3 points, Bournemouth away 1 point, Palace at home 3 points, Villa 3 points. That means they're going to get 14 points. Arsenal, Newcastle at home 3 points, Fulham at home 3 points, West Ham away 1 point, Burnley at home 3 points, Palace away 3 points. Arsenal are winning it by 2 points. Let's move on.
Arsenal winning it by 2 points.
Yes.
Just run through